Seems we have intercepted a transmission of unknown origin.
Human.
Unknown. Can you see this?
I've never seen anything like it.
All right, and we are live. What is going on, everybody? SPC here, and greetings from Planet Horror. You guys, it has been so many months since I have done a horror podcast. I deeply apologize. Life has been insanely busy as of late, so definitely happy to be back. Definitely happy to be here with a couple of good buddies of mine. We are here to do a discussion that we kind of usually always do, because it's just kind of what we do. We are going to be giving some unpopular horror movie opinions today. And obviously, I knew the two gentlemen that I needed to bring on. We've got Connor and the Brett Man. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys so much for returning.
I'm doing good. So I'm doing good, man. I didn't know. I was like, was it Connor? Me? It's me, Connor, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I'm doing good, man. I'm still trying to get over this lingering cough I caught developed 3 weeks ago. But other than that, though, spirits are high and very excited. I'm currently working on a new YouTube channel called Chills and Thrills. It's right here, where it's just a YouTube channel where we're doing horror movie watch parties. And I'm going to be doing each month into themes. So this August is going to be Heat Wave with the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Hills Have Eyes remake, Wolf Creek, and The Devil's Rejects.
Sweet. Hey, I guess Texas Chainsaw right. I don't care what anybody says. I guess that right.
You were the first. and for every answer, I always go, I hope you're right, dude. Like, fingers crossed. I go, I hope you're right. Like,
hell yeah.
I'm
How's
like,
it going,
even
Connor?
these riddles suck, but
Yeah.
Hey, doing good. I am Connor from That Bad Media. Very happy to be back here. It's really cool to witness the Planet Horror setup here, man. It's fun for me to see. I really enjoy the setup that you got for it. So it's great to be here. I'm very happy to be here talking about something that I got plenty of, which is controversial or unpopular horror opinions.
and I love the background.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
All those Funkos.
Yeah. My Halloween 3 mask, my favorite Halloween 3 mask.
Beautiful.
Oh, wait.
Still up.
Oh, I'm hiding mine. Dang, mine's like legit right there. If you kind of seen the orange little tip right there,
Oh, I see him.
I promise
see
you
him.
it's right there.
I have the witch and the pumpkin. I still don't have the skull yet.
Oh, the skull one I got right there is signed by our boy Dr. Chalice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Nice.
had to because that's the one he tossed magically. That's an unpopular horror opinion. There's no freaking way. One shot, tied up like this. Yeet! Shoot! Go.
Hey, man.
Be playing in the NBA.
Hey, man. It's Tom Atkins. If he can pick up a chick, he can do that.
I was going to say, Dr. Chalice is pretty much the role model for what I want to be as a father in the future. So, like, he's my idol, man.
All righty then.
Beers
You
over
did,
here.
my friend.
Legend forever. Let's do this. My biggest horror hot take is that I hated The Substance.
I didn't see it, so I don't have an opinion, but I'm really happy to see you, Ledger Forever. You're always here when we're doing stuff. So
I didn't hate it. All I said the entire time I watched it was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Sorry, guys. I must have fallen asleep. And wait, where was that comment? Oh,
I will say, man, Demi Moore and the other chick, they did awesome. The body horror was
Qualley.
crazy. What is it?
Margaret Qualley.
Margaret
Was it-
Qualley.
Yeah, like she's been an up and coming actress as of late. She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's about to be in a movie called Honey or Don't Honey or Honey Don't by the Coen brothers. That's what she's doing. And she was also in Happy Gilmore 2 as the terrible girl golfer.
I only know her as I don't even know what her name was in the movie, but I just remember her from that terrible Death Note movie on Netflix. Oh,
Oh.
God. What a disrespect to an amazing anime. Good. I just No,
Well, we got to start from somewhere as an actress, but
that is true. That is true. So, guys, obviously, we are going to start off. We have 5 opinions each, but we do all have a couple of honorable mentions since it was kind of hard to come up with 5 because I'm not going to lie. Before I started the stream, I kind of had to do mine because life's been so busy, but that's all right. I'm here. I'm rocking my weird Gabriel Iglesias mood I've got going on for weird reasons. So, but I guess let's kick things off. Brett, let's kick off with your first honorable mention.
oh, it's simple. This my first honorable mention, and I honestly just my only honorable mention is that this person has not seen your next neck. It's criminal that you have not watched the greatest. Technicality, it's a house invasion movie. Even though I kind of really don't see it that way a little bit, even though kind of you do and all that. But I'm just very surprised you have not seen your next. Like, it hurts me. It sounds like I have to buy you a $10 Blu-ray of it, which to me, $10 for that Blu-ray is criminal. So yeah, I'm just sad. I did. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might have my collection right here. Yeah, I always have my collection on stack right here.
Well, I definitely can't tell you're not a fan of that movie at all.
Yeah, and there's posters.
4 copies, pictures, a T-shirt.
And if you see my finger wagging right here, that's actually a picture signed by Sharni Finchen herself. A really good friend of mine got that for me, surprisingly, and I was floored because all I want to do in life is meet her. After that, I'm happy, and I don't care what happens next.
Good luck.
I will say, even though I haven't watched the movie, I'm glad that's one of those few one and done horror movies. So,
well, they should do a sequel called Who's Next or Next Up.
Next Up. Okay.
Yeah, I even have a whole script and all that. But regardless, though, that's sort of a horrible mention. I really don't have an honorable mention. I only have 5. I just wanted to give Austin some crap up there. But watch it soon.
It's on my long list of movies.
Actually, you know what? So. Just hold up on it. I'll contact you with a mailing address, and I'll just send you a copy. Bam! Bitch went down.
Okay.
Every time I hear the word I send you a copy, I got to do the Sidney Prescott and punch somebody.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, Connor, I guess let's hear your honorable mention.
Yeah, I got a tame one, and then I just got one that's a little bit of a tease for where we're going controversy wise here. So just a tame one is that I think Leprechaun Returns is the best Leprechaun movie. I it's not a beloved series or anything, but generally the remake is kind of looked down upon. I don't know why. I think it's the best of all of them. I know Warwick Davis is not in it, but definitely worth a watch for all of you. And to start us off, I guess, a little bit on the controversial side with an honorable mention, Halloween 5 is a top 5 movie in that franchise. And I don't care what anybody says.
No, I dig it.
Respectfully disagree, but yeah.
Oh, I know you do.
I disagree too. But honestly, Halloween is just best explained, kind of like pick your path in the Halloween franchise. Yeah. And you obviously, Connor, from that, it sounds like you got your particular path, and I respect that.
Believe me,
Austin's path sucks. Your path is
You're just saying that. You're just saying that because I haven't seen that movie yet. It's okay.
You're getting shit on, dude.
I am. We got Gory
I'm
Tiger.
Sorry, I gotta calm down.
It's okay.
Horror Head Heather, what's up?
Heather, hey Ledger, hey Gory. All right.
You got a great atmosphere to start out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I could give Halloween 5, if I was Cody Leach, he would get a fuck this movie. Just saying, but anyway, we'll move on. I mean, mine's kind of. I only have one honorable mention, but mine's just an obvious one. I think a lot of people already say. I stand by the fact that the first Terminator movie is a slasher movie.
You know what? I'm on board with that opinion.
Hands down, man. You just put a mask on him and give him a machete. He's just literally Jason Voorhees at that point. But
yeah, I'd agree with that.
Because if that's the fact, it's like a top 6 horror movie for me. I love it. It's my favorite Terminator movie of all time, I think. Arnold's Terminator is the best villain. I know everybody leans more towards the T-1000. I just like Arnold. I just think he's a lot more scary personally to me. So,
No, absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, you kind of stole one of mine.
I stole one of yours.
It's like I had it underneath low key. I'm like, okay, I got this one, but I'll go ahead and transition to that if you want me to.
Absolutely, let's go, man.
All right, we'll go ahead and go at number 5. It's what you exactly said. That Terminator is indeed a horror movie. Most people like to classify it as a sci-fi movie, which totally understandable. It's a futuristic robot, so automatically goes into your sci-fi. Definitely has a lot of your action scenes to it. But yeah, it's kind of like you were referring to. The big thing that nobody talks about, it pisses me off every time, it's just how damn scary Arnold Schwarzenegger is as the Terminator. Like, because if you have a freaking robot coming after you, just will never stop until it's talking, is terminated. Like, it's absolutely freaking scary. And plus what Kyle Reeves did with that whole speech about, like, it's been a while, so just forgive me if I just butchered the hell out of this line. It's like, it has no feeling. Like, it feels no pain. It has no sympathy. It will come at you until you are dead. Like that, like if that doesn't scare you, I'm sorry, you're just not a horror fan. So I guess in a way, this movie is a good indication whether somebody could get into the horror genre or not. And if that doesn't scare them, then I'm sorry, the horror genre is not for you, and good riddance. But
yeah, man, that's. I'll be honest. That's why I was so happy when the new anime on Netflix came out, Terminator Zero, because it like went back to basics. Terminator, just a cyborg coming back in time to just kill this one person. So I don't know, man. That's the direction I wish Terminator would have stayed. I mean, even though it's not really horror-ish, and I know Connor's got the same opinion as me. I love the hell out of T3. It's like one of my favorite Terminator movies of all time. Love it to death.
I was gonna say I have some controversial Terminator opinions. I think I have controversial opinions about everything, unfortunately.
Wait a minute.
But I would agree with you. I think
Austin,
that it is a horror movie.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, sorry about that, Connor. You're being an asshole. Austin, yes. I'm going to assume you like T3 because we got Machine Gun Jeblies involved.
Sure, we'll say that.
I was like, Machine Gun Jeblies. How can I miss those, baby?
Jesus. Legend Forever. Hopefully, someone gives a shout out to the masterpieces of horror, Freddy's Dead and Jaws: The Revenge.
That's a unpopular horror opinion.
Yeah.
I will say this quick. I guess we're adding on top of the unpopular. So, I watched the original Jaws for the first time back in like 2020 when everybody was doing their first time watches.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. Like I thought
the original Jaws. Okay.
The original Jaws.
I think it's a little overrated.
It was like a 2. I just rewatched it here like 2 weeks ago for the first time in like years. I'm like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I'm sorry though. Jurassic Park is still the best. I think it's still better personally, but might just be my nostalgia talking. But that's why.
No, I used to have if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, I would have really got you at number 1 with my unpopular horror movie opinion. That would be the movie Crawl, better than Jaws.
That's the one with the alligator, right?
It's the one with the alligator and all that. And the only thing I hate about that movie is that the girls swim at the University of Florida. Fuck the Gators. As a Tennessee Volunteer fan. But other than that, everything else I absolutely loved about the movie. But yeah, at one point I was like, this Crawl movie is better than Jaws. And then Robbie Sobel, who's the biggest Jaws fan I've ever known, really good dude, and really knowledgeable about the horror genre. He set me down for a good 30 minutes or so. Well, it's 30 minutes for him, like 3 hours for me. But he talked me out of it, and he told me to watch it with a different eye, and I did. Jaws instantly went into my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel stupid for used to having that opinion.
I would even lean towards Jurassic Park even being a horror movie because like almost kind of picture
Oh,
the
it
two
is a horror
raptors.
movie.
I
It's a
picture
horror
the two
movie.
raptors as like slashers almost in a weird way.
It does, and it's creature feature too. Don't forget that because dinosaurs are indeed creatures. So hell, if Cujo is a scary movie, why can't a dinosaur be a scary movie? It's just
Yeah.
what went wrong is that it should have stayed scary versus evolving into action. Almost the exact same way what Terminator did. It should have stayed scary, but instead it went action.
Yes. I agree. All right, Connor, what's your number 5?
Whew. Well, see, I put mine in an interesting order here. I kind of wanted to kind of give a shocker right out of the bat and just piss off 2 franchises fans at the same time. So I'm going to start off with Scream and Child's Play are both overrated. That's what I'm going to start with. Both of those franchises, I don't get it. Brett's gone.
You were okay with Child's Play, but Scream, yeah, that's where I draw the line. That's my number 1 horror movie of all time.
It's not for me. None of them, actually. I haven't enjoyed any of them. Yeah, I think they're fine. Honestly, if we're talking like meta horror done by Wes Craven, I don't even think Scream's the best of that because I prefer New Nightmare to Scream as far as meta horror goes. So like, I don't even think it's his best meta movie. But I don't know. And maybe it's because I was like, my introduction to horror was through Halloween. So I feel like I was groomed to hate Scream because of the feelings that I had for H20 growing up. I've softened on H20, so I thought, okay, I'll rewatch Scream. Maybe I'll like it. I didn't like it. I don't know what it is. I just have never I really wanted to like it. I loved The Mask growing up. I just can't get into it. And I think they're a little overrated. They're put up there with like Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger. I don't think Chucky, I see. There's some really good movies in the franchise. Don't get me wrong. But I think Ghostface is in particular is overrated. That's where I'm starting off.
Oh,
I know I'm alone. Look.
Actually, Connor,
you hired me to do unpopular horror opinions. I am going to deliver. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually, Connor, you're not alone because a good buddy of mine from the Slaughter Lamb movie podcast, Frank Riker, he also hates Scream. So you're not alone.
I just don't get it. I don't have this animosity towards it. Like the only time I get mad is when people are telling me it's like the best and no other opinion is valid because it blends like, all these different worlds together, and it does. I don't care about that. I don't like the movie.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Like, I wouldn't say that your opinion matter or anything like that. I'm not that kind of horror fan.
No,
but I'm
absolutely.
just like, I definitely do think Scream is the great horror movie of all time for what it represented and when it came to me. But also, I will give you a little nod there about Wes Craven's New Nightmare because that was the first meta movie, and because of like, I thank Wes Craven's New Nightmare for the simple fact that without that movie, Scream would have never happened, in my opinion. It's like Wes Craven, what's the old saying about like sometimes you crawl before you run or walk or whatever? Yeah, it's that kind of thing. It's like without Wes Craven's New Nightmare, there's no Scream.
Agreed.
See why it hurts me because Ghostface is my second favorite horror icon of all time. I just like it because it's not like Jason and Freddy and all of them constantly coming back. Like it's somebody new, but
no, and don't get me wrong, that part of the story I think is interesting because you never really know who the killer's going to be.
Yeah.
So I will give you that.
Well, unless you watch the newer movies, then it's kind of
obvious.
But yeah,
I've heard that's also true. That anybody can be Ghostface. Not everybody can be Jason Voorhees. So screw you, Roy, from Friday the 13th Part 5. I'm watching you. You're not Jason Voorhees. But like, it's like that's what makes like Ghostface so iconic to me because literally anybody for any reason can put on the mask and trip. That's another thing too. Yes. They also are very clumsy.
Yes.
I had a feeling I'd be alone on that opinion here. Maybe I thought Child's Play I might be able to get away with, but I had a feeling Scream was the one that I'd hear some backlash on, and I'm cool with that. I accept my fate with Scream as a franchise.
See, Child's Play, I more understand. Like, I love the first three movies, and even the remake. I really like the remake. Like, I think it's very overhated. Yeah, the doll looks like shit, but obviously, too, Mark Hamill isn't quite up to par where like Brad Dourif is, but to me, those movies just get a little too weird being nice. Like, I don't know. They just keep getting a little more weirder and weirder, but like, the first one is just so like suspenseful. The second one is like easily one of like probably my favorite slasher movies of all time. And
oh, really?
Dude, the third one is just so fun. It's
the
so
third one's my favorite. I'm gonna say that. Yeah,
that's the first Chucky movie I ever watched. I really like it. That's probably
you
the
and
other
Cody
reason,
Leach
like,
both.
Yeah, I will say this: I am not the biggest fan of Bride. I try to see what everybody likes in Bride, but I just bye, Brett.
Not for me. Not for me.
I don't know. I just watch it and I don't get it. Like, I try.
Me neither. No, right there with you. There's only 2 movies in that franchise I like, and they're at the top of my ranking. And it's Child's Play 3 and the remake. I feel okay about Curse. I think Curse is like, it's got some good elements, like where, my biggest issue is like, it's a doll. Like, yeah, it's possessed, but it's a doll. Just throw it. Just just kick it, just throw it. And I like the movies that get like 3 gets creative with the way that he kills people. He's not just like jumping on top of them and killing. I get the kid interest and stuff, but like Curse of Chucky, I thought introduced some cool things, like he's poisoning people or he's like setting traps for them, which like I thought was pretty cool. But ultimately, like those, and now I've not seen Cult, but I haven't heard good things about it.
You can skip it.
But I don't like, I can honestly say that like before Gabe brought me Child's Play 3, before he brought it to our show and was like, hey, let's watch this, he changed my mind on that movie. I didn't like it when I watched it. After our conversation, I rewatched it. I really enjoy it. The remake, I really enjoyed that movie. It's got its flaws, but I really enjoy it. Beyond that, I think that movie franchise is incredibly overrated, and he should not be considered as big of a horror icon. I think he should be on the level of like a Leprechaun, honestly.
Damn,
more like a B maybe.
Yeah, I'd say B tier.
Yeah, like a B tier horror villain. Like the Leprechaun is cool. Like I'm not at all making fun of the Leprechaun with that. I love those movies. Those changed my life when I was a kid, man. Like those are crazy. But I like Chucky gets talked about like he's Michael Myers or even Leatherface. Like I don't think he's on that level. I just don't.
I just like Chucky a lot because he's got a personality, and I just think Brad Dourif's voice is just
great performance.
Incredible. Like I know everybody would probably easily put Freddy over Chucky, but again, man, it's just the nostalgia. I'm somebody who got to A Nightmare on Elm Street a little bit later, and we will be talking about one of those movies here on my list here pretty soon.
No.
But
I'm excited.
I'm scared.
But yeah, I would probably say besides Michael Myers, like Chucky was my other like big introduction to horror, and I was never scared of Chucky. Like maybe the first time I watched Child's Play 3, I was kind of like, I was a little creeped out, but after that, I was like, no, man, like you said, Connor, it's a doll. Like, what's the worst that'll happen? It'll chase me, and I run in and close the door and lock it. Like, oh boy, so scary.
I'm jealous. You get to have Child's Play 3 as your first true horror movie. Mine was The Conjuring when I first stepped into the horror genre.
Because you were late to horror. Right?
I was really late to the horror genre. It was like back at 2014 or 16 where I really got started. I want to say 2016 is when I really got into it because that was the same year that Conjuring 2 came out, and that was my first true horror movie in the theater without forcing to go, because when I was forced to go, it was Scream 4 and Paranormal Activity 4, and I did not care for either of them because I just didn't care about the horror genre. But Conjuring 2, I was fully invested because of how much I loved the first one, and that was a great theater experience because that movie was terrifying.
That as a theater movie, that I will say, and I will die on this hill, the 2 scariest movies I've ever seen in the movie theater was Conjuring 2 and Annabelle Creation. I saw that in a completely empty theater with just me and my wife. It was just us in the direct center of the theater, and I was horrified through that thing. Ghost movies,
especially the
ones that get me.
turnaround.
Oh my
What
god,
do you want? What do you want?
that whole scene with her under the stairs, I was on edge. So like, yeah, but I'm with you there. And an introduction to horror, like, don't get me wrong. If somebody tells me like Chucky's their favorite, like, full stop. I totally understand why. Even Ghostface, I understand why. It's just never clicked for me. And so if I want to be controversial, I say it's overrated. If I don't, I just say I don't really get it. It's not really for me. So
I mean, that's Ghostface to some degrees I kind of get, but I don't know, man. I just like the originality, how it's somebody different. I just gets a little, as much as I love Sidney Prescott, it does get a little annoying that there's just somebody after her like every movie. That was kind of the nice thing I liked about the last two Scream movies, especially 6. So far, Scream 6 is my favorite sequel of the entire franchise. Like, I love that movie. Besides, like, the final, like, 20, 30 minutes, it's like, Jesus Christ, what the hell happened in this movie? Like, that's all I will say. But okay. All right. Child's Play and Scream are overrated. All right.
On to yours, Austin. I'm excited to hear your first one.
I respect it, man, but I disagree, obviously. But I respect the hell out of it.
And I respect your disagreement. I understand.
Fair enough. So for me, my number 5 is, to me personally, what I think is the greatest sci-fi horror movie is the 1978 remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Now, I just watched this along with the first one for the first time back in last May. I watched the first one, man. I fell in love, and as soon as I saw there was a remake, I'm like, okay, well, I see a few familiar faces. You know, I know Donald Sutherland. I obviously know Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
Nancy Cartwright or Veronica Cartwright, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Took me. I looked at her. I'm like, God, she looks familiar. Then I finally realized she's from Alien. You have even Leonard Nimoy is in this movie, man. Like,
yes, yeah.
I don't know, it was weird, but when I got done watching that movie, I literally said, I literally don't think there could be another like perfect version of this story besides what I just watched. There's that slow building tension. You watch in the background, you see all these people just staring like literally like blankly at what's going on. Like, you even have a scene where Donald Sutherland and I don't remember what her name is. I think it's like Becky or something. They're walking in a hallway, and there's just a guy standing in a glass window just watching them. It's just the slow reveal, just the slow creepily burn, man. I just, to me, you might not be to the level. Obviously, everybody would probably pick like John Carpenter's The Thing or Ridley Scott's Alien, but to me, man, this is a movie that just hits the tension right. It keeps you guessing. It makes you wonder who has been snatched. Like, oh, is that little girl over there been snatched? Or even the weird scene too, where you have the guy who's getting taken over, but something happened in the middle, so it's like a dog, but with a human's face on it. It's just kind of was weird. And to me, this movie may possibly, next to the others, have one of the greatest twist endings and most bleak endings to a horror movie I have ever seen in my entire life, with Donald Sutherland just staring there just with his... That is an image that has stuck with me since the first time I watched that movie. Like, I literally went to bed that night and that's all I saw. Like, I literally could not sleep. And the worst part about it, too, is how the aliens got here with rain. I was literally watching this movie on, like, the rainiest day of the week. So I was kind of like, shit. Well, cool. So, yeah, needless to say, I was very, very immersed into this movie. But the practical effects in here are just insane. Like, when you watch the girl just like slowly melt in Donald Sutherland's arms, you see the way that these bodies look. Of course, I don't even know how you want to word it. emulation. Is that the word? What's assimilation? That's the word.
Yeah.
When Donald Sutherland's like copycats coming out of that pod, man, like it just. To me, this is the single greatest sci-fi horror movie I have ever watched in my entire life. So far, nothing has beat it. The Thing and Alien come close, but to me, man, this is the definition of a perfect horror movie.
Well,
Wow.
do you know what I gotta say? Just just in your all's mind, for every time you hear an unpopular horror opinion, just think of this.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell did you just say?
Yeah, that's
But man, I'm team Alien all day, every day to the greatest sci-fi horror movie of all time. Like, and I got the blessed opportunity last year to go see it in theaters for his big anniversary, and it was such a great experience.
I guess I should have asked, have you guys seen the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Mhm.
Yes,
I have.
I've not seen the original, but I've seen the remake of it, and I was a big fan. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 on my letterbox. I was really impressed with the movie for its time.
Yeah, I'm a big Invasion of the Body Snatchers fan. The original one is the one for me. I just think like for what they had at that time to make a movie that like is so effective and like genuinely. And I feel the same way a little bit about the 70s one, although I'll say I had a bit of a different reaction to the ending, which I think is fair. I think there's two ways you can go from it. It's either a haunting image or a hilarious image. For me, it was hilarious. But not in like a oh, you thought that was scary kind of way, just like a like that's just Donald Sutherland being weird. But the first movie particular, it's funny because sci-fi horror is one that I will be honest, I tend to like forget about. Like it's not the one that I seek out overall. Like I'll watch a comedy horror before I watch a sci-fi horror movie. It's just not two genres that I normally will mix together for like my favorites of horror. I was a very late bloomer to most of them, like Alien and The Thing. I didn't grow up with those. So I came to them very late. So I've never given any thought to it, but one of those two Invasion of the Body Snatchers movies could very well end up being one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies, if not the favorite, because it's really well executed and you're right in both versions. By the way, you just get this sense of dread through the whole thing, and we have to be appreciative of the fact that these movies inspired the ending of Halloween 3, which so many horror fans love. That bleak ending was directly inspired by Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So, you guys got the masks. You can thank good old Kevin McCarthy, which is my dad's name, but that is not my father. For doing that. It's a great movie. And I'm glad to hear you bring up the remake specifically because that one's gotten some hate that I've seen over the last couple of years, and it's cool to see some love for it.
At some point, I really want to do either like a watch along or like a review series for it because I just watched the other two. There's 4 iterations of the story. I mean, the first 2 are like the best.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a remake with I don't remember what her name is. It's the gal from Burn Notice, the love interest on there.
Is that the one that's just called Body Snatchers?
Yeah, that one's not fantastic. It's still got some good practical effects, but there's a lot of ADR and it's not good ADR. And I will willingly say, man, the Invasion with Nicole Kidman, I actually thought that one was pretty good. Nowhere near to like the level of the first 2, but it's definitely the third best of them all in my personal opinion. But I don't know, man. Like, and even other like sci-fi horror movies I like even Unpopular in this sense. War of the Worlds from 2005 is not only one of my favorite remakes, not only just one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies, it's my favorite Tom Cruise movie. It's the only movie where I actually mostly like him. Obviously there's some instances where you don't, but I mean,
I'm a Tom Cruise guy, so I other than the Scientology stuff, I'm a Tom Cruise movie guy, but that's cool to hear. I have an unpopular favorite Tom Cruise movie too, so I always love to hear Tom Cruise movie. Like Tom Cruise is one of those actors. He's been around a long time. His movies there's so many that are so similar to each other that like for me, I don't know how you could, argue somebody's favorite Tom Cruise movie. I really don't. There's just so many of them that are kind of like the same vibe, I guess, of we got to save the world. That I don't.
He's always running.
He's always running. He runs a lot. So yeah, but that's I'm with you on that one. That's a good movie. I didn't hate War of the Worlds at all.
You complete me.
Tom Cruise won't come out the closet.
But to get my gun? Oh my God, you got a gun.
I don't want to come out of the closet.
I said, Mom, he won't come out of the closet.
Oh my God, you gotta come out of the closet. Come on, Tom, you gotta come out of the closet.
Ledger, the original AVP is incredibly underrated, in my opinion. It's
incredibly is a strong word, but I do think underrated. It's a fun movie. It's fun.
It's like Freddy versus Jason. It's a fun movie. I love that.
Right.
I wouldn't put them on the same level, but I get it.
No, same ballpark, definitely nowhere near. But and Korriban Hideout, Last Shift from 2014 wasn't too bad, but you guys are talking the classics.
That deserves some light on it too, though. I almost put a couple of smaller movies on here. I just kind of wanted to keep it big hitters, but like Last Shift is one I considered putting on here. I don't know if Korriban Hideout. I don't know if you've seen the requel of The Town That Dreaded Sundown, but that's another one that's a fun kind of hidden gem movie. Kind of keeps you guessing with the way that they kind of frame the killer. So definitely recommend that too. That was another one I almost brought up on this list. So.
Is that the original or the remake?
So it's the requel, I guess. So like the movie exists. The original movie exists within the world of the second movie.
Okay, because me and my buddy Ethan, we watched the original, and God, that was a rough movie.
It didn't age super well, for me at least. Similar with Bloody Valentine. I liked the original enough, but it just didn't hold up the way that I expected it to. But yeah, I hope Corbin can check that out if he hasn't seen it. Last Shift, though, have you guys seen Last Shift?
I have not seen it.
I've heard of it.
It's solid. It's a really solid movie. It used to be on Netflix for years, and it surprised me. It was a blind watch for me. Really worth the watch.
Didn't they do like a remake of this movie too recently?
They did. They called it something else, and it was like a soft remake. So it was very much inspired by it. It may have even been the same filmmaker. I'm not positive on that. But I heard that went over pretty well too.
Because I see the poster or the picture of the movie. I see it.
Oh yeah, I mean if you scrolled through Netflix between the years of like 2015 to 21 or something, you probably saw the cover of this movie. It was always kind of near the top of the horror section. So yeah, it's really, really solid. And I'm glad to see Corbin bring it up because I did omit it because it was a little smaller, but good one.
And Ledger, only seen the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I was actually the person that turned him into it. Okay.
Nice.
Look at you putting people on to movies, Austin.
Yeah, so you're doing your job.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys should check out the best Star Wars movie ever. It's called The Rise of Skywalker.
And you failed.
Yes.
And I'll be leaving now. Now's my time to leave. All right.
And I'll how do I do this? It's been a while. God, I'm so unprepared here. I will
Oh, damn. I was like, hey, we're in charge now. Okay. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and go into my number 4. Oh.
Wow. Dude, I'm so rusty. I'm just clicking stuff. I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah, I was like, are you doing okay up there? Like,
no, I am not. I'm strong. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Brett, kick us off. Number 4, man.
All right. Well, really, my number 4 is technically my number 5, but since you brought up the Terminator, I thought I'd do 4 versus 5. So really, this is my number 5, but technicality, I gotta call this my number 4. So my number 4 is going to be that the Blair Witch Project is boring. I'd rather watch paint dry. Or what's that movie that came out last year on Shudder, like Skinamarink or
Skinamarink?
Yeah,
Skinamarink. Skinamarink. What the hell? But no, Skinamarink. Well, that's how much I respect that movie. But no, like I got But I was really late on the Blair Witch Project, so this is probably not a surprise to some. But at least people would be like, okay, you got late on this movie, but you should still appreciate this movie. I don't have to appreciate nothing because of the fact that this was just boring, and I only suffered through all of it just to get to the last scene that was actually worth anything. I probably could have fasted an hour and 20 minutes or however long the movie was and get to those last 2 minutes to get everything that I wanted into the movie myself. And plus, every time the first time I watched the movie, I just immediately went to Scary Movie when the reporter went into the woods and the snot was coming out of her nose and everything. So that kind of ruined it for me as well. But yeah, I'm just sorry. The Blair Witch Project, it just did absolutely nothing for me. Like, I respect what it did for its time, and especially into the found footage horror genre and all that. I appreciated that. Like, I will always respect it for that aspect and what it did. But to me personally, I just find it incredibly boring. Like, give me Leprechaun Origins over the Blair Witch Project.
I'll agree with that. And you know,
at least
what?
I can make fun of it.
Well, and you know what? I think there's this really dangerous thing that horror fans do. I say dangerous. It's just like dangerous within the realm of movie discussion. So, you know, it's not a first world problem over here. But, you know, the biggest thing that horror fans, I think, do is they pretend like just because something set the stage that we have to show respect for it. I don't think that's true. I think we are allowed to have opinions against it. In fact, I actually preferred the Blair Witch from, like, what was it, 2014 or 2015 over the original one.
And I heard it was better.
It, like, you know what? I think, like, some genres just get better with time. Sometimes, you know, you get some early hitters. Like, when you look at, like, what people consider the modern slasher genre, I think Black Christmas is really one of the kickoff points, and I think it's one of the best in the genre. But at the same time, I think there are genres that benefit from having time to evolve and having time to make themselves better. And in the case of found footage, they've been made incredibly better with the like innovation of technology, right? Like drones being a part of some of these now. There's a whole movie called The Den that came out years ago that literally just takes place on a pretty much a computer screen the whole time. It's just like webcam footage. The whole movie, it's like a kidnapping
like Unfriended.
Kind of, yeah. And that's another great example. And Paranormal Activity, even, you know, people can talk whatever they want about that movie. I'm not a huge fan of it. But even that is like, it's an evolution of the genre, and you can give it the respect for starting a craze. That's fine. But to say that you have to, like, appreciate the movie for it, I don't think you do. And I agree. There's one scene in that movie that is worth anything, and it's at the end. And you have to sit through 2 hours of shakiness and nothing. You have to take a fucking Dramamine to make it through the damn thing. And so, yeah, it's. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
No, and I'm glad you brought up like Paranormal Activity and all that, because that was a great example. Another one I'll throw out one out there is Cloverfield, which I've not seen that movie, but I just know it took, like you said, it just took that next step to
like,
where the found footage flick genre wanted to go.
Like Wreck is another good example. Quarantine
Wreck is probably the best
example.
one of all time.
And
it's either that or Hell House LLC are the two best ones.
And they got better over time, you know, and that's okay. we can put Blair Witch aside and say, yes, this started the craze, but I don't think we have to appreciate it. And it sounds like, Austin, you agree with that. It sounds like we're kind of all on the same page here.
Yeah, I mean, like everybody else, like I more respect the movie, like, for what it did, because I mean, to a degree, though, where I give it respect and I do like it is if I did put myself in, like, their shoes, like, you're literally walking around the woods for, like, days and you can't find where you're supposed to go. I'd shit my pants too. Like, wrong, but like, but after a while though, like it just starts to drag, and it's just like the same things over and over and over again. It's like, just give me something different. Like, yeah, that tent scene the first time I watched it, yeah, that was terrifying as hell. And there's a movie, it's another found footage movie. I don't watch it because it's literally like watching an entire remake of Blair Witch. It's called Willow Creek.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
It's literally the same movie, but honestly, I think it's like 10 times worse than the Blair Witch. But I'm also with you, Connor. I really like the 2014, 2016 reboot, requill, whatever the hell you want to call that thing. I like that a lot more. And I mean, kind of pretty obvious. I don't like Book of Shadows. That was just
Oh no, and Book of Shadows was a waste of time. Was an absolute waste of time. You know, and I'm not a big found footage person. So I on one hand, I do want to say I appreciate Black Plant Organ for pointing out another movie, the McPherson tapes, because I am familiar with it in concept. I've not seen it, but I will say, like, there are found footage movies that I think are done really well, even ones that people hate. I don't know if anybody here has seen the movie Mockingbird. A lot of people hate the twist in that movie, but I really enjoyed Mockingbird when I watched it. So, you know, people often say, like, if you don't like the Blair Witch, then you don't like found footage, and I don't agree with that at all. I think it's a genre that evolved, and I'm glad it evolved because it got better.
Yeah, and
Then it got
another
worse.
movie I'll add on to the list of found footage flicks as well. It's Gone. I'm not sure if y'all have heard of this one. It's called Gone Jim.
Haunted Asylum.
Haunted Asylum. I forgot.
that's
That's top three. One thing in general, like me and one of my best friends, we actually both watched this movie, and we were the exact same way. There was one scene where we both watched a scene like this. Because we were
I
so
know the scene you
freaking
were talking about, Brett.
absolutely terrifying. And then the last note I want to add on to the found footage, it's just, yeah, it was great then. I'll be honest with you, found footage flicks now, I kind of honestly don't like, because the one thing that separated the then and the now is the then, it kind of had that grainy look to it, like you're actually standing there. Well, versus now, everything is 4K and HD and all that. It takes me out of it. Like, I feel like I'm not there. It's like it's shot too clean. That's the problem I have with found footage flicks now.
It's shot more like an actual, like, professional movie instead
Exactly.
And I think they've lost a little
got
of
these
their
things called
touch, too.
iPhones and everything, and they're
right.
they're shot better than the Black Witch Project and all that.
Yeah,
the Black Witch,
the
Project.
Blair Witch Project. That's a movie I'd like to see.
I was about to say you'll never see the villain because it's just black and dark in the corner. But no, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm just saying, yeah, Blair Witch Project, I do respect it, but at the same time, it's just boring.
With you, I'm on your side.
It's like a 2 out of 5 for me at best.
Mm-hmm. I would say 2 out of 5, and all the twos go for those last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you there. I could even go a little lower, like a half lower, but slay it, Burke.
It's slay it.
That's my slay it sign.
Oh, geez.
Don't judge me.
No judgment, man.
Judgment free zone.
All right, Connor, you're number 4.
Oh, well, I had to be the one to bring this up. So I'm going to do it. Now, I want to say, I did take off something that is on my shirt here that I really wanted to talk about. I took it off because that's all I talk about. I'm not going to be that guy. It's gonna make an appearance somehow. And this is kind of the starting point. I believe Rob Zombie belongs in the conversation for the best horror directors in the genre. Here's my pitch for that. Take his Halloween movies out of it, okay? And I want to take those out of it because those are his most divisive films. Those are everything. I want to break down his filmography from there, okay? He kicks off with House of a Thousand Corpses, right? A surrealist Texas Chainsaw Massacre inspired horror film that started out sort of inspiring the wave of like torture porn that we would get, but also just being the most. There is not a single movie that's ever been made that is the same experience as watching House of a Thousand Corpses. There just isn't. Mm-hmm. You can get close with Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, but you don't nail it. Then he makes The Devil's Rejects, which is, in my opinion, a masterpiece in film and a masterpiece in the horror genre. Mm-hmm. I think it is an incredibly well-made movie. I think it's twisted and disgusting, but the fact that he makes you root for the most evil people on the planet by giving you someone more evil than them, and shows you the pitfalls of revenge was incredible. Then he makes The Lords of Salem, which is a very understated movie, but visually stunning. The story is incredibly unique. it fits in with his filmography to an extent, but it stands out as a really nuanced, atmospheric, well-shot horror film. 31. I understand the gripes with 31. Okay, I understand it. But let me ask you a question. I've just named 3 movies from Rob Zombie that I want to bring up. How many of your favorite horror directors have more than 2 or 3 really good movies to their name?
Wes Craven, Red Eyes, Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, Wes Craven. So John Carpenter would probably be another example, right?
Yeah, John Carpenter was going to be my next one. Then my next go-to would have been Mike Flanagan with Oculus, Doctor Sleep. I forgot what, like Algorapha or something like that. But no, I know what you mean, though. It's really hard to name one horror director and just name a couple of banger movies.
And don't get me wrong,
people rewatch and all that.
And like Tobe Hooper is one of my favorite horror directors, but
good one.
His 2 favorite movies of mine are Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 and The Funhouse. And outside of that, you have, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you have, Poltergeist and such. But it's like, once you get to the rest of his filmography, people have a hard time defending the movies. John Carpenter has a list of movies that people have a hard time defending. Wes Craven has a couple of misses in his filmography. And Rob, to me, is the most consistent director of any of them. All of his movies are similar in quality, similar in tone. People don't like 3 from Hell too much. And you know what? I'll give him that because it was a resurrection after a very popular franchise-ending movie. Understandable. I'll die on the hill that The Munsters is incredibly fun.
It is so fun.
It's so fun, and it invokes the feeling of the original without being the original. There's things I didn't love. I wouldn't have done a lot of that. I think Here Come the Munsters is a better example, but I think Rob did a decent, serviceable job in it. I don't see why, and this is before we even talk about his Halloween movies, which are divisive, understandably, but unequivocally did their own thing while also paying enough tribute to know that that's the character of Michael Myers. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with he should be in the content. I don't think he should be number 1. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's up there.
I will say this. Besides my recent love the last few years for H2, I would have said Lords of Salem was my favorite Rob Zombie movie because watching that for the first time, I was like, this is actually really good. It's actually atmospheric. It's actually it's beautifully shot, like you said. It's very original. I just don't like the fact Sherry Moon's the lead again, but I didn't think she was fantastic. But I'd
argue that's one of her best performances for me. I thought she was pretty good in it.
She does a decent job. I'm the one. I think her best role is Deborah Myers in the first Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's personally to me, but
that's a hot take in itself.
I would genuinely say, again, besides H2, that Lords of Salem is probably his best movie. Because, to me, it was genuinely, unnerving and scary. And, really the only Rob Zombie movie where I actually got done watching it, and I was actually kind of, looking around a little, kind of, creeped out. I
got a final player. Do you want that? I got a final player for you.
No, you go ahead and you keep that there, Brett, man. You keep that thing right.
I would love that soundtrack on vinyl, though. Just to be able to hear that song.
I'm trying to get rid of it.
Dude, the scene where she just walks past the kitchen and that thing is just standing there, when she's actually there in the kitchen, it's just standing there above her. It's
I think visually, you could argue he may be one of the best horror directors of all time, bar none. Yes. I mean, every movie, he's not made a single movie that is straight up ugly. You could argue things about things like The Devil's Rejects and maybe his first Halloween movie, but House of a Thousand Corpses is crazy. The visuals are crazy, understated a little bit, but then you get to H2. Some of the craziest visuals I've ever seen in a horror movie. 31 is very underrated visually. The Munsters looks great visually.
Yeah,
they look
unless
nice,
the Munsters needs to be in black and white. That's the only thing I would change.
I did watch it in black and white, and it did make it a fun watch. But I did like the infusion of colors. I just thought it looked a little cheap sometimes.
Yeah, like
but,
it's great to put
yeah.
it on during Halloween season. If you
It
had
is.
it on in the background Halloween, it
And it's a-
accomplishes its job.
And it's a great kids movie too. You know, if you're growing up with kids and you want to like slowly kind of bring them into, you know, the horror genre, I think The Munsters is a great, the TV show is a great example of that. But his movie does a good job too. And I don't think any of us expected that from Rob. We all expected Herman to drop an F-bomb. I know I did. Look, I've seen his movies, but he didn't.
I was expecting Lily to like get nude a time or two, like
Yeah, or at least show her ass. He likes to show Sherry's ass a lot, but it's. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave mine. Is that I think he just belongs in the conversation. I don't think he gets nearly enough respect in the genre.
Hey, I don't blame you right there. I think me, Brad, and our buddy Chris on Good Will Hunting, we did a summer/slash tournament for the best, like the battle of great horror movie directors, and actually, The Devil's Rejects won the tournament.
Oh wow,
so Rob Zombie right there. So there you go. Rob Zombie did very well in our tournament.
Good
for representation.
Hell yeah.
So, and also kind of know where one of your unpopular horror opinion movies is going to go. And if it goes there before I can get to it, I'll change mine because I have a good idea where yours is going.
We'll see. Well, I did try to leave. I've discussed unpopular opinion. I mean, hell, I had a whole show on our channel for a while that was just unpopular opinions called Not That Bad. If you like to hear people talk about movies that are not that bad, then find our channel. But I tried to leave some off. I tried to be a little bit more unique on this list. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you get it before me, I can easily replace it because I just thought of another one on top of my head. So
okay, we'll see where it goes. Absolutely.
But I have a good feeling.
Okay.
Where I will agree is I think he's a good visual director. Like the guy knows how to like shoot that camera. Like I would say he is. That's where I would put him in like the best horror directors of all time. Is he knows what to do behind that camera, where to shoot, how to shoot. It's just everything else.
No, and don't get me wrong.
It needs some work.
I get how some of Rob's movies are not for everybody. Like, you know, the biggest thing for me is like, I think Rob could win like legitimate movie awards if he just let somebody else write the thing. And I like, I don't hate his writing. I think there are actually some scenes where his writing works amazing. And I think there are some movies. Devil's Rejects, I think, is like perfect. That's what he should be writing. I think even 3 from Hell had some really good writing in it, and it's not a movie everybody loves, but it's really solid. I think Halloween 2 has some really solid moments in it. That's also got some moments that aren't so solid. And I think when it fits his movie style, I think it's fine for me. But it does stand out, and especially the first Halloween, that the guy really I think he just should have had a partner on it. I think if he got that opportunity to just like be a director and, you know, get his visual people on board, God, the guy would be unstoppable. But I respect him for sticking to his guns, and I love his movies regardless. So.
Yeah, and what Austin said about the visual director of Rob Zombie, the one I could possibly challenge you on that is James Wan.
James Wan's a great visual guy too.
Yeah, because with what he does with The Conjuring and all that, I could talk about that movie all day. What he does with the camera work on that is just extraordinary. And last Rob Zombie thing I will always mention every time Rob Zombie is mentioned, he absolutely has the best movie documentary of all time where it comes like behind the scenes footages and everything.
Oh yeah,
it's his Rob Zombie Halloween movie. That is the best 4-hour horror movie documentary, and I wish every movie ever made followed that exact same concept for a documentary. Because it feels like you're actually there, like right behind the director's chair. That's how realistic it was.
It's great.
There's rumors that now, since the Weinstein company is gone, they might unearth the Halloween 2 documentary, possibly.
Please.
God, I would love it. You know, and even if you don't like those movies, I will. No, I absolutely will. That is a holiday occasion for me. So
big time.
Damn.
Oop, I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, you good.
So I guess to get to my number 4, weirdly enough, Brett, it kind of goes with yours in a way, but obviously it's just kind of much wider. For me, found footage horror is the most effective and well, yeah, I would just say it's the most effective horror for me. Like
In terms of scares, tension, or anything in particular along those lines, or just effective?
everything, dude. Like
Okay.
a movie you brought up earlier, Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. That's easily like my second like most terrifying movie I have ever watched. Like again, I know the scene you're talking about where they're slowly walking up to that girl.
Yeah.
I knew exactly where you were going. That's all you got to say is that movie.
And what they do with that damn cameraman.
Bro, yeah, that was like I was watching that with my brother and my buddy. Like my brother's over there in the corner. He's like, just hurry up and get it over with. He's like freaking out. I'm like, oh god. I'm cringy too, man. But trust me, like, and even too another movie. You and I, we have a lot of similarities that we love so much. Hell House LLC. Like every time I watch that movie, dude, I still get just chills and unnerved. And it's just I don't know what it is. It's just
freaking
the way
clowns.
they shoot, dude. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. I guess before I keep going on mine, I am kind of nervous for Lineage. Like, I don't like the fact that it's an actual movie.
I heard about that, and that kind of took me out to go to the theater experience. I felt like me as a horror fan, I have to go, especially with how much I like the original Hell House LLC and the origins of Carmichael Manor was freaking good as well. But yeah, I was incredibly disappointed when I heard that news.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm excited. The girl from the third movie is coming back, but I'm also kind of like, why her? But okay.
Oh, I haven't seen the second or the third one. I do got to rewatch those because that'll be a good wrecking video on the channel.
Yeah. But no, man. Like to me, I don't know what it is. Just it just makes me feel like I'm literally, like you said, with like Blair Witch, like you're there, like you're literally like it's like you're behind the camera, you're with everybody. Even kind of more unique movies too. Something that nobody really brought up, I wanted to bring up is oh god, now what's it called? It's got Joe Keery in it. It's Spree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one's unique. He's got like a camera on him and he's like recording the entire time. He's literally just killing people. His dad is David Arquette, which is kind of a weird concept, which I think is really
that's pretty badass. But you kind of sold me on that movie after that. I was like, that's kind of badass. But
it's more of like a fun found footage type of movie, but and I haven't seen it yet. But they came out with like I don't remember. I heard somebody on YouTube bringing it up about like doing like a dash cam type of horror movie, and I know they did that. I know it didn't do.
Yeah, I was going to say dash cam. By the way, like that's on Shudder.
It's a unique take, but it's just I just feel like I'm with them, and it unnerves me the whole time. Like again, with Hell House LLC and Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. Even another movie too I want to throw out. It's Grave Encounters, the first one at least. The second movie, that fucking stuff. Like that first movie, dude. There are just sequences in there where I am on the edge of my seat, and then when they start doing like the CGI ghost face, then I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm not so into it. But yeah, man, found footage, like it's up there with like psychological for me. Like it is some of the most realistic and terrifying types of horror movies I can watch. Like some are obviously, pretty out there where you're taking away like later sequels in Paranormal Activity. Like the first one, I'm usually good until you get to that very last shot at the end of the movie, and then I'm like, you lost me now. Like I don't know, man. To me, found footage, it's just the most effective. I get more unnerved with that sometimes than I do with like a psychological type of horror movie. Like I don't know what it is. But
well, it's like you said, it's realism. Like if that's the first and most important thing that a found footage flick has to do, it has to make you get you instead of in the couch. Like I'm on a couch technically right now, from the couch to exactly where they are. If they don't do that, they fail as a found footage.
Like even a found footage movie, I would say is probably kind of close to like being the most realistic I've seen, are like the two Creep movies. If you guys have seen those at all,
That's the good ones.
yeah. I mean, they're not fantastic in my personal opinion, but I don't know.
Oh, come on. What about Peach Fuzz, though?
No.
I actually have like a wolf mask in there, but I'm not going to embarrass you on that. But well, I'm not going to really embarrass me. But Peach Fuzz. But no, Creeps is another like Creep and Creep 2. They're great examples. And damn it, I thought of another one as you were. I'm not sure if this will technically count, but it kind of deals with found footage a little bit. But have y'all seen the movie Cam?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know if I've seen that one.
I don't think I have.
It's like a movie where a girl. It's kind of like the beginning of OnlyFans, but it's not really necessarily.
The horror movie about the cam girl.
Yeah, about the cam girl. It's like that, and then like someone is some entity is like pretending to be her and ruining her life and all that. Which that is like a movie. I would say that movie was ahead of its time. Instead of being released in like 2014, it should have been released now because it could have easily been more relatable then. I'm not sure if that would technically count.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
And even one more I want to throw out, and then we'll move on here. The Poughkeepsie tapes. If you guys haven't seen that,
did someone bring that up in the chat?
That was the McPherson.
Yeah, the McPherson.
Oh, McPherson. Okay, I'd add that to my watch list when he or she brought it up.
Yeah.
By the way, I know I took a step away, but Black Plant Organ talked about the visually stunning nature of Texas Chainsaw 2003.
So beautiful.
Absolutely agree with that. His work on AVP Requiem was god awful. You can't see a damn thing in that movie. But you're absolutely right that movie looks great. I'm going to mention that movie a little bit somewhere in this list, but it's a part of a blanket. But that movie looks great. I'm glad you brought that up. I like your chat.
It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
What is?
The Texas Chainsaw 2003.
That's an unpopular
that's actually a hot
there.
take too.
Yeah. You're I think we're full of them. I think, maybe like that's just who we are. It's unpopular opinion, people.
No, like honestly, it's like I think some of us struggled like right before we got on here. Now when we're talking, we're actually coming up with some as we're talking.
No, absolutely. That's because when I'm looking at my letterbox, I'm like, I don't really think that's unpopular. But then I hear somebody say it and I'm like, oh man, because like then I start to tense up from like the early days of me getting into horror and like, horror Facebook groups that shall not be named where you can get somebody to jump down your throat just for being like, I like this movie. It's I can't say that. I met some amazing people from there, but
no, that's okay. Like I heard that group in particular are known for bringing up some pretty killer flicks.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot fucking pole.
All right.
Well, I did say the group's name. I just said like they just mentioned killer flicks. Like that's all I said.
Yeah.
I joined that. I joined them for like maybe a month, and I was like, dude.
What's that Halloween comment? It's always a Halloween comment.
It's like, bro, I love Halloween, but goddamn, there's like 15,000 other movies we could talk about.
God. Shout out Tony. Shout out Mia. Shout out Victoria. That's all I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to leave it there.
I love all three.
Yeah, they're great people. But I kind of came in later, but I'm glad you kind of repeated it there. So found footage. I'm guessing found footage is one of your favorites, and that was the unpopular opinion. Is that it's the most effective for you?
Yeah, it's the most effective horror for me.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely an unpopular opinion. I like it though.
It's my third favorite subgenre. Right underneath that is zombies.
Oh, okay.
Love me some zombies. Train to Busan.
Yeah, dude, I mentioned that movie earlier today. Like, it's my personal favorite zombie movie.
Oh, really? God, that's both your favorite zombie movies?
So good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Have you seen Train to Busan, Connor?
I did. I thought it was good. I'm not a big zombie movie guy. My favorite zombie movie though is Day of the Dead.
That's a fantastic choice.
I that is another unpopular opinion I have, I guess, is I think that's the best of that series. That's my favorite. So
same here.
I respect that. Davey Defray could easily agree with you on that. A good buddy of mine, because he loves Day of the Dead.
I think it's a great one. I think Dawn of the Dead is like fun. I think, my big problem is I hear people talk shit up before I watch it, and then I watch it and I'm like, it's good, but it's not like the best horror movie I've ever seen. And then I watched Day of the Dead. I was like, whoa, why isn't anybody talking about this one?
When I first watched Night, I hated it. And it took me like 3-4 more times to watch it where I'm like, okay.
To get you, Barbara.
This is a good movie. When I did Dawn of the Dead last year for my first time horror watch, my God, that was the worst movie I watched out of all the movies I watched. And I liked pretty much most of them. I was not a fan. Bye, Brett.
I think Brett's leaving again. Yeah.
Love that movie.
Come back, Bert.
I want to watch it. I want to watch it again, though. I want to give it another chance. But I am with you, though, Connor. Like, I think Day of the Dead is, like, by far the best Romero of the Dead movie. Like, Land is fun. Diary is one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever watched.
Bad.
It might even be the worst found footage horror movie I've ever watched in my life.
Have you seen? They had two others. I might get the titles wrong, but there was an animated one. I think that was called Darkest Dawn, Night of the Living Dead, Darkest Dawn. I think it was called. Danielle Harris was one of the voice actresses for it. That's why I watched it. I have seen all of her movies, and I think it's called. I might be wrong on the title. It's been years since I've watched it. Bought the DVD, never watched it again. Just looking at zombie movies, I'm not a big zombie movie person, but I gave a chance to what is it? Night of the Living Dead 3D, I think it's called, with Sid Haig. And I saw the cover and I thought, this is probably bad. And then I watched it and I said, oh yeah, this is bad.
That was bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Well, I know too. They did an animated remake of the original Night of the Living Dead 2, and I don't know if I want to give that a chance. I do want to watch the Tom Savini 1990 remake. I want to see what that's like because I know Tony Todd is in it.
Dude, I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a couple of minutes here. I'm giving a tease a little bit, I guess, but that's one that I recommend. I recommend honestly, like, everybody should watch. If you like zombie movies, everybody should try to give that remake a try. At least it's just to see, if anything, what Tom Savini does best, which is the effects, man. I think anytime you're going to watch a zombie movie, if you know he's worked on it, you got to watch it. So that's one of them. I think it's Brett's up, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
number
it's
3, right?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
So let's go ahead and go with number 3 here. And Connor, you kind of mentioned it a little bit when you mentioned the term horror comedies. And that's actually going to go to my number 3. It's going to be that's more often than not, I will actually throw on a horror comedy movie over a horror classic movie. Like, to me, they're like, or really the technical term I'm trying to say is that horror comedies are more rewatchable than classics. Because of the fact that I can always have a good time with a horror comedy no matter what, because I never really treat it seriously or anything. While a classic movie, you're kind of like, okay, got kind of treat it seriously, and you can't always have like the turn off your brain and have fun kind of mindset right there. But like, gosh, where can I even go with these movies here? We got my personal favorite horror comedy movie. Damn it, I wanted to say Scary Movie was, but really it's Zombieland. Zombieland's my all-time favorite horror comedy movie. We got, of course, talk about Shaun of the Dead, even though I'm not the greatest fan of it, but I have a lot more respect for it on rewatch. Cabin in the Woods is a phenomenal horror comedy, and the smartest when it comes in terms of writing for a horror comedy is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. How they write that damn script.
That is my favorite.
Absolutely pure genius of what they did.
Absolutely. That is absolutely my favorite horror comedy. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, he's freaking putting that guy in the wood chipper. Oh, I'm trying to get him out of here. Hold on.
He just threw himself head first right into the wood chipper. Yeah,
What is that guy's problem?
That's a great movie. I am obsessed with it. It is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And I think you have a point there. Horror comedies are fun, man.
Oh, they're just so fun. You could just like put them on in the background and you could just do whatever you want on the phone. If and when a funny scene comes up, like, we hit a boot. Where's the foot? God, where's the foot? That's from Scary Movie. Definitely the Scary Movie. That's why I'm so excited for Scary Movie 6 when it comes out next year. Yeah. I'm a little nervous too, but I think with the Wayne brothers doing the movie, I think they'll do it with justice. And Melissa Barrera is going to be a part of that project with everything she dealt with the screen flash or the kind of like the Scream stuff that kind of happened. I think all that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, back to the point at hand. If you just like, we're all hanging out with a group, it's like, all right, we got Return of the Living Dead or Zombieland. We're going Zombieland. I'm more than likely than not always going to go with a horror comedy movie. And plus, there's so much better fun dealing with all your buddies and all that versus a classic where you just got to sit there and just focus and just be amazed and ooh and ah. While in a horror movie, you can just turn your brain off and just have a phenomenal time with it.
Mm-hmm. Man, I gotta say, Young Frankenstein's my favorite horror.
I still need to watch that.
See,
you don't get to talk.
Oh my god, no, Brett. I will say this 100%. First of all, I always forget to mention. So, like for me in my head, I kind of separate horror comedy from comedy horror. I know that sounds weird, but like in my head, they just don't match up. If we're counting Young Frankenstein, that is one of the greatest comedy movies, period, of all time. And the fact that you have not seen it, Brett, I am personally offended by that. And I will find you and I will make you pay for this. Yes.
That's what you can save me a copy.
Yeah, it is. No, for real. Like it is great. I'm glad that Austin brought that up. And even horror movies that inject comedy, like a Jason Lives, like that to me makes that movie infinitely more watchable than any of the other ones. Even Jason X, say what you will about Jason X. It's a fun movie. So yeah, Brett, you just added something to my list with that. I think I'm gonna adopt that opinion. I still would to me, I'm a nostalgic watcher as opposed to like a fun watcher most of the time. But like, I think the situation you just gave there is a perfect analogy, which is like, if you're gonna sit down with friends, right, and crack some cold ones and get some snacks and just have a good time watching a movie, I'm gonna throw on a comedy before I throw on, Insidious or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then like other movies, like you were it's like they play on the horror aspect, but they're not really a horror movie. Another one I could think of instantly with that is like a movie called Ready or Not, or even Happy Death Day, where they toe the lines with comedy, which is at that point kind of like dark comedy right there. Yeah. Or dark humor is the technical term for it. But yeah, it's just like, if you give me a fun movie where I can laugh and not treat it seriously, I guarantee you I'm going to actually have more fun with it than a classic movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a classic movie, you just sit there and you have to study, like, this is how you make perfection. I got to pay attention to this. Yeah.
Or it's got to have some comedy,
Exactly.
I feel like that's probably going to be the only way I'll ever enjoy Texas Chainsaw 2, because I hate that movie. Oh, God.
Really?
It's
here we go. An extra honorable mention. I have never finished Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, no.
I've always turned it off. I watched it 3 times, and I always cut it off midway through the movie every single time.
Oh, no.
Because it's not my type of Texas Chainsaw.
I just can't stand Leatherface.
No.
Like, he looks terrible, and he sits there. Like,
my heart is broken.
Chainsaw with the vagina and all that. I was like, come on,
man.
I know we referenced that as a penis.
Yes, like, no, bro. That just like too. Like, rest in peace, man. I mean, no disrespect by this, but Toby Hooper, you're on drugs if you think that first Texas Chainsaw was a comedy. I don't know.
No,
he didn't.
I will give you. That I will give you.
Like, okay, maybe like Franklin, like rolling in. Oh, we're having a good time here. Like, okay, that's funny, but if you think the whole movie's funny, I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
not
When
that
when
much.
I heard that quote, I was like, no, making the second one as a comedy to sort of separate them to me was, I'm gonna say like that's my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I love it dearly.
Okay.
And
that's an unpopular horror opinion right there.
no, it is for sure. I thought about putting that on my list, but a couple of others knocked that off. But see, but that's to me like what we were just talking about, right? With like to me, like Jason Lives is my favorite of the Friday franchise. I think it balances serious with comedy very well, and it's very kind of over the top and zany, but it's not too like Jason X levels of crazy, and it's you don't have to take the whole movie seriously. But same thing with that movie. Like to me, it's a good time to watch. It's full of incredible set design. Dennis Hopper just being Dennis Hopper, which how can you complain about that? I heart Dennis Hopper. It's just it's a fun ride, and I hope you can someday appreciate it as a comedy. Just sit down and have fun. So,
I
I
think
feel
I
like
need
the
the
only
right.
way. Well, I feel like the only way I can finish that movie is if I have to do a watch party for it. That's the only way I'll have to force myself to watch it in full. But it's just to me what we did with the original 1974, and then bam, we get this one. To me, that's just too far of a stretch of like, okay, this is not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre for me. But I do agree with you. Like, it does have a lot of elements of like House of a Thousand Corpses too.
oh yeah, for sure.
Well, and and I guess to kind of go back to your number 5 from earlier, Connor. I think that's another reason why I actually enjoy the Child's Play series so much, because I think it adds that like dark level of
humor for sure.
They're like Chucky just coming around the corner covered in lipstick, and he's just got a big Bowie knife, and that guy just has a heart attack. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, well, that's part of why I like the third one so much, is because I think it has a lot of like zany and funny comedy, but it also like is a movie that does kind of, in my opinion, go in between the comedy and the serious stuff very well. So yeah, that's it's a fun franchise for sure. If I want fun though, I'm gonna watch Leprechaun before I watch Child's Play. That's just I know.
It leads too much into the comedy though when you get to like see
I understand.
Chucky trying to like find a magazine to whack off to, and he's like, boobs. Like,
oops, I did it again.
Yeah, I don't. You can't convince me that those late 90s efforts or the like late 90s early 2000s Child's Play movies, you can't convince me that those are worth watching. They're just not for me. Neither of them. So
I don't blame you. Got not JPEG here, SBC guest in chat. How are you doing? Doing good, my friend.
So if he's not JPEG, does that mean he is PNG?
Could be a GIF. Could be GIF.
Please don't be a GIF.
Oh, are you an SVG? That's a rare format, I think.
Hey, that sounds cool.
Are you manipulatable? If you are, you're probably an SVG.
Okay, Connor's doing way too much for me. They're like, okay.
Well, all right. Some people think I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 is better than the 1997 original. Agree or disagree?
I have not seen the new movie.
I haven't seen the newest one. I haven't seen the newest one, and I didn't think very much of the original.
I didn't really like the original either.
Yeah, I actually have the I Still Know over the original I Know for me. Because I have a lot more fun with I Still Know.
I didn't really like any of them, so.
I do not blame you for that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't mind, because I love her to death, can we get Denise down there?
Hey,
there
Denise.
we go. What's going on, Denise? And she just had a birthday this week too.
Oh, happy belated
birthday!
Yeah, happy belated birthday to you.
Yeah, love you, Denise.
Just my opinion, but Return of the Living Dead should have been a trilogy. Parts 4 and 5 are crap. Okay. I've only seen the first 2 so far.
I heard the third one was good.
I hear a lot of people say the third one's the best.
It's a cult classic for sure.
I might actually have that unpopular horror opinion because I took one off mine, and I'll go ahead and reveal it just super quick. I think Return of the Living Dead is overrated. To me, it's not funny.
Okay. I thought it was good. But
I love the dance.
I think it's a little overrated too. I think it's a fine movie. But I will say horror films worth getting on 4K. If I could just throw one into the mix, I want to do two. I want one that I want to come to 4K. So I'm putting it out in the universe.
Please say it. I think I know what it is.
No, it's going to be different than what you think. And then the other one is one that's definitely worth it. So Black Christmas 74 is absolutely worth it. I thought it would be a worse experience watching it on 4K because I thought it'd reveal too much. It doesn't. The shadow contrast is perfection. It's a great watch on 4K. The one that I hope comes to 4K and would be probably the best movie to watch on 4K ever, in my opinion, is Houseu or House. That movie absolutely needs to come to 4K. So I'm just speaking that out into the universe. But Black Christmas is mine for you on that question.
And I said in the chat for Dr. Sleep being the one I suggest for 4K because I'm sure that would be absolutely gorgeous to look at Rose the Hat throughout the majority of that runtime with Rebecca Ferguson. Love you, Rebecca. Then the one I would say, if I could choose for what movie to be in 4K, it is easily Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be...
Especially for one scene in particular, which I think, in my opinion, is the greatest horror movie cinematography shot in the history of horror.
Is it the car flip?
It has absolutely is the car flip with the light shining down.
Yeah. And it's incredible. I mean, it really is incredible.
It's art.
Yeah.
I think it even made me cry.
I'm gonna cry now.
One that I think is good in 4K is I'll be honest, I'd have to go like original Alien.
Oh, yeah, that's a good pick.
Good one.
One that I want, I don't know if it's out, but I'm going to say for my number 2 just because. So,
okay.
That.
Yeah.
Nightbreed or The Grudge 3.
I'd go Nightbreed. Grudge 3 to me was a rough watch. Grudge 2, surprisingly okay. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was the worst thing ever. Grudge 3 is not worth anybody's time, in my opinion.
And we will we'll catch back up here after a little bit.
It's Connor.
Connor's turn.
Oh, I'm up. Okay. Okay. All right. If you didn't think I'm crazy from my first two, I think here's where people start to think I'm a little crazy. But I know there's going to be a part of you two, at least, that understands what I mean here. I think remakes are consistently among the top of horror franchise rankings, if not the best in the franchise. And I think the reputation they have is completely unfounded.
I was about to say, hey, we're agreeing here, and then you just threw that curveball.
Let me say this, okay? Let's look at the major franchises, okay? Now, I'm going to start with Nightmare because I have a feeling that's going to come up at some point. So I'm just going to say a quick thought on it. No matter what you think about it, visually that movie is very cool. Besides some, not aged CGI. But ask yourself when you watch some of those later Nightmare sequels back if the remake is my favorite Halloween movie, and that's my favorite. I love it dearly. There's not a single movie in that franchise that I hate. There's only one that I don't like, and so I put a sequel to a remake at the Chainsaw Massacre. Absolutely one of the best movies in that franchise is the remake. Friday the 13th remake. I can't think.
Reboot, in my opinion.
It's in that franchise. That's one of my favorite horror movies. Period.
Respect.
Army of Darkness for me for that one.
Army of Darkness is very good too.
That's an unpopular horror opinion.
Another horror comedy I forgot to bring up.
Oh yeah, Army of Darkness is a good one. I think that's my number 2 in that franchise.
What, baby? Come on now, that's pillow talk.
Even 2, I guess. Even in
my
terms
least
of,
favorite.
in terms of remakes, I would even go even like international. Like I really like the Grudge remake. I really like Ring remake. The Ring remake, man.
Didn't love the Ring remake, but I did love the Grudge. And don't get me wrong, there are remakes out there that I think you could contest that are not good. I'm not saying every remake is a good remake. But what I am saying is that, especially when you go to franchises, I think people have this tendency to romanticize the movies in the franchise. And so when a remake comes out, they pretend like it destroys something that that they love. First of all, I think they enhance the quality of a franchise, because if you love it, then you got one more movie you love. And if you hate it, it makes you appreciate the ones you love even more. So I don't think there's any reason to say that or any remake. I think no movie is safe. Remake whatever you want to remake. And if people don't like it, then they won't watch it. And if they do, then that's their problem. But for me, they consistently rank amongst the top of especially franchise rankings. And generally, I think quite favorably of most of the horror remakes that I've seen.
And I love that mindset that you said about, hey, if you like it, amazing. That's one thing added to your franchise. If you hate it, learn to appreciate what you have.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think for me, like, Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one, to me has really helped me appreciate the first Halloween more, but it also made me appreciate the sequels so much more, right? Like what those sequels did that was in line with the first movie, what they did differently, how they evolved the story. Every different way that you could tell a Michael Myers story was more appreciated for me once I started to really embrace Rob's movies more. And so his first one was always at my top. The second one was at my bottom. Now it's at the top. But like now I appreciate the David Gordon Green movies more because I was able to open my mind to other interpretations of the character. There is not a single movie that you could remake bad enough that it would ruin every single movie in the franchise plus itself. It's just not possible.
Halloween Ends.
You're not going to get me on that train. I love Halloween.
I know. I know. Another example too of that you said too. I love this is a big time unpopular horror opinion. I should have added to the list possibly, but it's oh my god. Okay, no, it's the Prom Night remake over the original.
Another example of a good one.
A lot of people hate the Prom Night remake.
I think it's a fine movie.
I think it's really good for it being PG-13. It should have been rated R, but for PG-13, it was really damn good.
My Bloody Valentine's another example. I liked that remake too. It's a little of the times, but I enjoyed
the 3D
that too.
Aspect.
No, it is. It is. But I like it. It feels kind of synthetic and stuff. It's kind of cool. So yeah, that's where I'm going with this. Is I think put some respect on remakes.
No, hey, I think that's really awesome. I'm more of the thing of I agree with you on that for most of it.
One horror remake I don't think is very good though is Black Xmas. That's just me. I don't know.
Now, Black Christmas has been proven to be untouchable, kind of, because like I don't think it's untouchable. I think more people should try to remake. I think somebody could do a good job with it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't understand. I think people kind of misunderstand what that movie's about, or they're so intimidated by it that they feel like they have to do something different. I was forced by my co-host to rewatch the 2006 version, and I found things to appreciate about it, but ultimately I just didn't come out loving it. I have not seen the newer one yet. From 2019.
For the love of God.
My understanding is that it is an abomination.
All you gotta do is watch Cody Leach's video.
It's not even a Black Christmas movie, so it's just it took the name.
But see, that's the thing. Like, if I were when I watched the 2006 version, the first thing that I thought afterwards was, "Man, I can't wait to watch the original again. What an absolute masterpiece! I just can't wait to watch it again, and I'll feel like more at home with it now." So yeah. That's where I stand. And Austin, what is I mean, Brett kind of agrees with some of what I was saying. Where do you stand on that? I guess
there are a lot of times I do like the remakes more than the original. I mean, Friday the 13th. I mean, to me, you can't even really entirely call it a remake. It's kind of more like
it's like a reboot, but
let's throw like the first 4 movies kind of together. But
yeah.
It's probably like my second favorite Friday the 13th movie. Sometimes it's my first favorite Friday the 13th movie because everybody always likes to go on, if only the first 15 minutes, that's the best Friday the 13th we've gotten ever. And that's how the rest of the movie should have went. I like the movie. It literally goes the same beats as any other Friday the 13th movie you watch. I mean, nudity, drugs, kills, sex.
Yeah.
I mean, the asshole Trent getting thrown onto the back of that truck. God,
it's so satisfying. Yeah,
I have never seen. I hate that guy. He's a good actor, but everybody he plays, he's a dick. I love it. I love watching him get killed. But
Yeah.
But Halloween, the first 45
I know you're not
minutes,
big on Rob. I know you're not a big Rob guy.
Not really. There's, again, only 2 movies of his I can actually say I like, but I mean, I do like his more ramped up version of Halloween, though, in the end. Like, I think that's pretty good. Like, the second, third act is really good.
I'll give him the second and third act. And if you're going to watch a version of that movie, please, for the love of God, seek out the the theatrical cut. Please.
It's the only cut I own.
Please. It's not worth not. You can own the director's cut if you want to get like all the box sets and stuff, because every version they release, like steelbooks and shit, are all the director's cut. So like collect them, sure. Please don't watch it if you don't have to. It's not just from one scene. That movie is kind of ruined.
Yes,
but, yeah.
We all know what you're talking about.
I'm glad I don't have to go into detail. I would leave. So
we were good to you, Mikey.
But no, see that scene.
No, I was
is
just
a
saying.
but yes,
heartbreaking scene. Oh,
Danny Trejo, underrated actor. There's an opinion for you.
Makes good tacos.
No, he does. Trejo's Tacos. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to go to that restaurant. Yeah.
All right. Denise, thank you guys. You are welcome. Hope your birthday was good.
Yeah, I hope it kicked ass.
Not JPEG. Did The Lost Boys or Joyride really need sequels?
No, they did not.
No movie needs a sequel, but
Well, it depends.
I hope some people enjoyed those sequels, but I did not. I don't think they needed it.
I've only watched the first Lost Boys, and I don't think I've seen any Joyride movies. I don't know.
Wait, you've not seen the original Joyride?
No.
I don't really like
Brad. Oh, my buddy Brad will get you on that one.
I don't really like it. It's not for me.
And I think we all kind of might stand the same way here. Blair Witch or War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I'm going War of the Worlds. But if you pick the Blair Witch, the newer Blair Witch movie, just called Blair Witch, I would actually pick that over War of the Worlds.
What? And I've not seen War of the Worlds, and I would pick the War of the Worlds. Actually, better yet, I would do the War of the Worlds trailer over the Blair Witch Project.
Would you pick the newest one that just came out today on Amazon that's getting terrible ratings?
I didn't even know that.
I didn't even know that happened.
No.
All I will say, quick guys, while I'm going through the chat, just go on to Letterboxd and see its rating. Because Connor, I really want to see you do an episode.
I'm scared.
Denise, does anyone still love John Carpenter's Vampires? I feel like that movie doesn't get talked about as much. I just watched
my co-host.
I just watched that for the first time earlier this year during my John Carpenter watch series.
Oh my god!
The best 90s Carpenter movie for me personally. Do you like that score, Connor?
1.5.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
1.5.
Do you see who the lead is? Yes.
Ice Cube, what are you doing, buddy?
Wait, Ice Cube?
1.5. Oh, you know what? I did know this movie came out because it's filmed entirely from webcams, isn't it?
I think so.
Okay, yes. I saw a trailer for that on the Twitter, on the Twitter machine. Yeah, that's 1.5 is insane.
That's the average,
dude. If you look at the the distribution, it's mostly half-star reviews. That's crazy,
bro. Yeah.
Holy shit! All right, thank you for that. I needed that after a long day.
I'm not sure who that asshole at the bottom is right there. Like that comment right there. I'm not sure who that asshole is.
Good Real Hunting. I still need to watch Vampires. Heard it was good. It is actually pretty good. If you like from Dusk Till Dawn, if you like from Dusk Till Dawn, I think you'd like that.
I didn't love Vampires personally, but I didn't think it was terrible or anything. People pretend like it's this stain on his legacy. That's obviously Ghost of Mars, but
I had fun with that. I think it's Village of the Damned.
I had fun with Village of the Damned, so I don't.
Okay, all right. So
different strokes for different folks, my friend. Fair problems there. I think it's your turn now, Austin, isn't it?
Is it? Oh,
yep.
Oh, yeah. I'll just catching up the chat here quick. Not JPEG. Mount Rushmore of horror movie villains.
Big three, Ghostface. Which I'll go ahead and say it. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and Ghostface.
Okay. Connor?
Ooh, man. All right, so obviously the big three, they got to be on there. And I'm gonna go with Leatherface as my 4.
Okay, I respect that.
See me, I'm gonna be a little different. So Michael Myers number 1, Ghostface number 2, Chucky number 3.
Mm.
And I'll be real, man.
Unpopular horror opinion in the making.
Yeah,
I'm
number
bracing
4,
for impact right now.
I don't know. Number 4 is a tough one for me. Like, if I had to pick a specific version, I would probably say 2003 Texas Chainsaw Leatherface.
Okay.
I can't say Leatherface all around because
No, I respect that.
They have
I respect
fucked that character up so many times.
I respect that for sure. Good question.
And
I have
anybody
not.
seen the short fan film Leprechaun Revenge?
Thank you for bringing that up. I have not even heard of that, so I got. I think I got some homework to do after this.
Okay.
I gotta check that
Let me
out.
see if I can find it on Letterboxd here.
I've only seen the first Leprechaun movie. Fun fact: that takes place in North Dakota, where I live.
Oh, does it? That's awesome. Jennifer Aniston's in that one, and I'll say this: like Gabe and I did a couple of years ago, we did a Gold Rush marathon of all of the Leprechaun movies across several episodes of Not That Bad, and I had an absolute blast with it. I have quite a few unpopular opinions in that franchise, but honestly, like, let's be honest, like that's not one that people are getting too upset about. I mean, it's not a staple of the horror franchise. I will say there are some movies worth watching in that franchise, so I'd give them a watch, but just don't take them seriously, and that's going to be your best bet at like having a really good time with those movies.
I just want to check out Leprechaun in the Hood and Leprechaun in Space. Those are the only two I have any interest in.
Leprechaun in Space is my second favorite Leprechaun movie. It is my favorite of the original run. Leprechaun in the Hood is it's genuinely solid. Like it's surprisingly solid movie. Like, I mean that the second one, Back to the Hood, not worth it, in my opinion. Gabe liked it a decent amount. But, yeah, their Leprechaun movies, look, they're don't shit on the Leprechaun, guys. Like, this is, yeah, I like the Leprechaun movies for sure.
Okay. All right. My number 3. And Brett, I think you're going to, I don't know. I think you're going to maybe agree with me a little more because I know last year we were just on a podcast and we just talked about this. Doctor Sleep is a better movie than The Shining. Now, I got to say this right here, right now. The Shining is my favorite horror movie of all time. It is my 4th favorite movie of all time. Love it. Literally, we don't even need to praise the movie because everybody already talks about it almost as much as Halloween sometimes. Doctor Sleep is one of the best written movies I have ever watched in my entire life. Watching Dan Torrance go from that scared little boy in The Shining to growing up being quiet and being able to start finally fighting off against the ghosts of the Overlook, slowly become an alcoholic himself like his father, go through this regression, and become this big hero of this young little girl at the end of the movie. Dude, Mike Flanagan is the only guy who should ever touch Stephen King because I sound terrible. Pause, but just
You touch you, Steven.
yeah.
Come here, Steven.
Yeah. Steven.
I got my ticklers ready, Steven. Come here. No, I'd like to see him do it.
I think he would do
what?
amazing.
Do it.
You want him to do it.
Hey, long.
You can do it.
I'll be honest, I have not
know.
seen Dr. Sleep. I own it. I never see, like, here's the thing. So let me just explain myself a little bit on that. So so I had so many movies that I needed to watch that I like hadn't seen yet. And then by the time I could have had time to watch Dr. Sleep, I hit movie fatigue, which I'm still in right now. I've seen maybe movies in the last 5 years that have come out new. And that's maybe.
Shit.
I've not seen anything. You name it, I probably haven't seen it. There is a movie that I'm going to bring up here that I have seen recently that's in this list. Well, I have not seen a lot of movies that have come out lately. And so by the time I had time for new stuff over the last couple of years than I am. So I'm a little behind. But hearing you say that is immediately shot up on my watch list because I love well written horror is really important to the genre. So
yes, and the most important thing, in my opinion, you got to watch the director's cut.
Director's cut,
because what it does for you, it divides the movie into like 6 chapters, and you can kind of treat it like a TV series if you wanted to do that, or you could just be like every other horror fan and just watch all 6 chapters. But I'm just telling you, that's the best way to go about Dr. Sleep is the director's cut.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that.
No problem, because way better.
It adds a lot to the Shining.
A lot of layers, yeah.
You get introduced to these awesome new villains called the True Knot, and of course Rose the Hat, played by the very beautiful,
one of the great, probably the most underrated horror villain of all time.
Yes, arguably too, she is scarier than Jack Torrance with what she does. There's, I gotta stay. Oh God, I gotta stay as spoiler free as I can. There's one specific scene in there.
I was just leave it at that because I think we sold them.
Yeah.
Oh no, you have for sure. Like whenever I hear people talk about the writing in a movie, like to me, if somebody has a complaint about the writing and they're like, "Oh, it was poorly written," I take that with a big grain of salt because as a writer, as somebody who's sold scripts, there's so much more nuance in writing that I never take that at face value. But when somebody is praising the writing in a movie, I want to watch that. Like that's something I want to watch, and I wanted to watch it to begin with. When I saw the trailer for it and it hit that part where it hit the score from the original Shining, I was like, oh man, I want to check this out. And then it just slipped through the cracks. And then I fell into movie hell. So
it really breaks my heart that movie got basically lost in the ether. Like it did not do good in the box office. Like
it did get really lost.
Yeah, movies like Joker came out and really overshadowed it. As a sequel to The Shining might arguably be not only just
do a Nightmare on Elm Street for when it's time.
I'd be down for that.
Because he knows
if they don't give it to Mike Flanagan, I need the Duffer Brothers to get their hands on Nightmare, and they need to cast Jamie Campbell as Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
Yeah, me and the wife, she's never seen the show, so we binged all 4 seasons in 2 weeks, and she was like, wow, that was really good. I'm like, these guys need Nightmare on Elm Street. They nail the 80s, they nail the music, they nail the visual effects, everything.
That's something that always bothers me about horror is when they do remakes, very rarely do they remake it in the era that the original movie was made in, which to me, that's a no-brainer half the time because a lot of these movies are made in the 80s, man. Put your movie in the 80s. Everybody loves 80s nostalgia.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, it's harder to get a newer generation of fans to watch your movie if it's in a different decade than what they're used to. Because best example is I Know What You Did Last Summer, the remake or the reboot, prequel, whatever the hell you want to call it, that came out a couple weeks ago. That movie was basically made for the new Gen Z audience, with their slang terms and their particular actress with Madeline Klein. I was like, okay, we'll go for that one, which I'll go ahead and admit. I think Madeline Klein, if she wants, has a bright future in the horror genre. I think she just got a bad script with I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I think if you put her in the right movie with the right people, she could be on the path of a really good final girl in the future.
Yeah,
that was random, but
I know. Well, I will say though, on Mike Flanagan, I think he is very. I won't say underrated, but I'll say understated. I think more people should know his name. He made the best WWE Studios movie ever in Oculus. He made Hush, which I think is a very under the radar for non-horror fans. He even did, in my opinion, Oculus Origin of Evil to me was a solid movie. There's some issues with
Ouija.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Ouija.
No, that's all good, but that's definitely underrated.
What did I say?
You said
Oculus.
Oculus.
Oh, Oculus. My bad. Ouija, Origin of Evil. Yes, another one.
Sequel.
But Gerald's Game as well. He did Gerald's Game on Netflix. That was a solid one.
I'm out of here. I'm embarrassing my Flanagan's name because you're just bringing up all these amazing movies.
Well,
Dude,
but yeah, but he did good.
That might be one of like the best horror shows I've ever watched in my life.
I heard some good praise for it.
Midnight Mass.
I need to watch that still because I know Nick told me there's one episode where it's just two people sitting on a couch and they're just talking about death at all. You'll shit your pants. I'm like, oh, cool.
In TV history.
I think I'm going to watch it because I'm rights and direct.
Bringing that movie back up, and I'm watching it for the first time, rather.
And another thing.
Finally check it out after all these years. I've owned it since it came, like...
Yes, dude, even gonna lie to you, like right now, it's my third favorite horror movie of all time. I have a feeling over the next like year or two, it's gonna be my favorite horror movie.
Hell yeah, that's the type of shit that makes me love being a horror movie fan. It's just hearing opinions like that. It's like what other genre could that exist in? You know, action movies, like there's only so much you could talk about. Horror, there's just so much depth. So that's really cool.
Yeah, man, I used to be that basic bitch. I'm like, Halloween, love Halloween. As much as I love Halloween, I finally just came to it. I'm like, no, man, The Shining just does something for me. And now Dr. Sleep's doing that too. I'm like, God damn, I don't know.
It's hard when you first get into horror not to pick Halloween. It's just the one that's talked about the most. You fit in when you talk about it. For years, I convinced myself it was my favorite movie in its own franchise, and I knew it wasn't the whole time. And I just didn't have the balls to do anything about it. But yeah.
You even recently just did that with Star Wars too, Connor. I'm very proud of you.
Damn right I did. Yeah, I didn't have the balls to do that either, and I'm glad I finally joined the right side of history, I believe. So yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate the shit.
And Austin, you said The Shining's your number one?
Yes.
All right, fam. I need to talk to you about a certain thing for Chills and Thrills in the month of January. So just remind me.
Okay, will do. So yeah, that was my number 3. Dr. Sleep is a better movie than The Shining.
Ooh,
good one.
We're getting to the narrow parts here, Brett. What's up next for you?
All right. My number 2 is that Saw is the best movie in the Saw franchise. But Saw 2, to me, is more fun and more rewatchable than the first Saw. Like, I definitely, like, most days, I actually put Saw 2 as my favorite Saw movie in the Saw franchise. It's like that freaking close. And then, of course, I got to go back with the original Saw. Oh, of course.
Taco Bell. The bathroom, though, you're right.
Hey. I do love Taco Bell, though. Don't get me started on Taco Bell. Me and Brad and Chris talked Taco Bell on our channel last night for like 20 minutes.
That is what their bathroom looks like, though. That is accurate.
It legitimately does. So if you ever see a heart on the toilet, don't reach down the toilet. Just take the lid off. That's all they want you to do. Yeah. But the most important thing with the Saw franchise, or just with anything, with Saw 2, the kills, the traps, absolutely great. It's just, to me, that whole movie is just way more fun than the original, because the problem with the original movie is just, it's like one of those, like, kind of like those mystery movies. And then once you figure out the mystery, you watch it for a second time just to see how it all adds up. And then after that, it's like, I'm struggling a little bit, because like I just know what happens and everything. If I'm in Saw 2, it kind of still has that similar problem with the reveal and everything, but just what separates that with the original, it's just like doubling everything with traps and the setting and the story and all that. It's just, to me, I'm more invested in Saw 2 than in Saw 1. I do establish that Saw 1 is the better movie technicality wise, but when it comes to having fun, or which one I'm going to have fun with the most, I'm always going to actually put on Saw 2 over the original Saw.
I'm going to give you this. I could just have a small thing to say about that, as just to kind of add on there. I think Saw is one of the most consistent horror franchises out there, in my opinion. Like, there's not a movie in that. So until you get to a certain point, I even enjoyed Saw 3D, but the final chapter. But I know that the quality dips for that movie, like considerably. But before that movie, like, there's not a single one of those I didn't like. And my wife was always very scared of those movies. Not like she never saw them, but she's very squeamish with stuff like that. And so she always resisted. And then finally one day I was like, just watch the first one. And we watched
the first one's not as bad as the other ones. Like she
could
easily do the first one.
I said, watch the first one and we'll be fine. And she watched the first one and she goes, what's the second one like? And I was like, all right, let's watch the second one. She watched the second one. And then she goes, can we watch the third one? I was like, And then we watched the third one. And then the next day she's like, we had watched it. And then she had to leave for the day. We were still pretty young then. And she goes, next time I come over, can we finish it? And I was like, yes, we can. And so we did. Okay. And we watched the rest of them the next time. We marathoned the rest of them. And then just before Jigsaw came out, just before that movie came out, we marathoned them one more time. And then we took Jigsaw with us on a vacation to Tennessee. Actually, I know your home state there. And we're incredibly disappointed by it. We watched it in the Econo Lodge in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, for anybody who's a traveler.
Hey. Hour away from there, actually.
Yeah. So if you ever go to the Econo Lodge, you might be in the room that I was incredibly disappointed for the first time in the Saw franchise.
Wait, Econo Lodge? It had the red roof, and it's like behind it is the creek.
Yes.
Me and my mom have stayed there on like our little long vacation
right across from the
if you know Pigeon Hotel.
If you know right across from it is the Christmas Hotel and the Christmas Denny's. That is for anybody who knows Pigeon Forge. It's a really fun place to visit. Genuinely, I recommend it to anybody. Lots of arcades. Gatlinburg is beautiful. But don't bring Jigsaw with you to the hotel because that will put a damper on your vacation trip.
Absolutely, it will.
But yeah, that's a very consistent franchise. And Austin, I'm curious to hear your take on that because I know I don't know your opinions on Saw actually.
Oh, and Connor, actually, for your girl there too, for wanting her to continue to watching the Saw movies, I bet you immediately you thought green flag.
I mean, and look, we had been together for a while at that point, but once she did that, I got so excited because you always think of like, I want her to enjoy a movie, but I also want her to like know, so like especially with horror, when I was really getting into it, I was like, well, I want her to have some horror knowledge too, so that if I ever get to meet any of these people I'm meeting online, like she's got something to talk about. It's not just her third wheeling because she's my wife. I want to, or at the time, my girlfriend.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted her to be a part of those conversations if that ever came up. And yeah, she got engaged with horror for quite a while, but that was really fun for me. Is just like seeing her watch the first Saw and then the second one and being like, the second one is like brutal. Like that needle scene is ridiculous, and the fact that like her being so squeamish about medical stuff and wanting to immediately see the next movie after that, to me was like just a testament to how consistent that franchise is, especially for like non-horror diehards. But really good. But Austin,
I do like Saw up to like a certain degree. I do not like Saw 3D. Like, there's not much I like about it.
I understand.
I'm even one of the it's gross. I'll even be honest, just to quickly answer this question since we're on the topic. Personally, to me, Chris Rock's Spiral, to me personally, it's a skip. I think it is.
I never saw it.
I don't.
I say see it because it's just different and it's unique.
I just don't like Chris Rock, man. Like him, like when he's being Chris Rock in the movie, he's good. Yeah. But when he's like trying to be serious, it's like, oh, bro.
I haven't seen anything since Jigsaw. That was the last straw for me. I was like, no, I can't. I don't want to do it anymore. I just want to leave good enough alone.
Saw 10 will be up your alley, Connor.
It is good. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually for most people. Actually, people started to put that movie into their top 3 in the Saw franchise.
Cool. It's solid, in my opinion. I don't think it's
fantastic, okay. I got you.
But
it just all depends. Like if you like traditional Saw, like your Saws 1 through 3, Saw 10's for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it is like more classic Saw. And John Kramer, Jigsaw gets a huge role. Like he's the main character of the movie.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. It's another one.
But yeah, I just recently, like after rewatching the whole Saw franchise back when Saw X was coming out, quick little shout out to Brett. Thank you and for you and Brad for letting me come on for Saw 5, even though it was not a fantastic movie. But just that year, I finally did put Saw 2 up as the best Saw movie. So I do agree.
Okay.
I do think Saw 2 is personally the better movie. Yes, the first movie is iconic. That final scene, as iconic as it is, I can't just keep putting it in first place because of it, because I actually think the twist ending is better in the next movie, where the son is just in the safe. And plus two, man, Donnie Wahlberg, he is miles better than both of them guys in the first movie. Like Carrie Elways, man, not good. Like his best role I've seen him in, and it ain't by much, is him in Liar Liar. That's just me personally.
Oh,
but,
I was going to say Robin Hood
Princess
Men in
Bride?
Tights.
Never seen it.
Never seen Princess Bride?
Never seen
Ouch.
Princess Bride.
I was going to say Robin Hood Men
Man.
in Tights for Carl. Ellis.
Another awesome one. Mel Brooks is one of my favorite directors. I would never say a bad word about
It's
it.
like, unlike most Robin Hoods, I speak with an English accent.
Oh, great movie. Great. Love it.
I've seen that one once, but it's been, God, like 20 years.
Oh, it's
since I
so
watched that
hilarious.
movie.
One of my
Oh.
favorite spoof movies ever.
I will never say a bad word about Carrie Ellis. I'll never do it. I
And he's
actually liked
great.
his performance in Saw. So
Yeah, and he's great in the TV series of Psych. If that was on the
Okay.
USA Network, he was great in that series too.
Yeah, he is 10 times worse than Saw 3D. Like, my God. Like,
Saw 3D was bad. Saw 3D.
In the back, just, wow, we're all part of your DVD now, aren't we? Like, oh, dude, go,
That one was not
Go.
a shining performance.
get the hell out of here, please. But I mean, I would say I would agree to a small degree, Connor. I wouldn't say super consistent, but I do like how there's one story going through all of the movies. Like,
And
I like that.
It fits together coherently enough. Like they definitely put themselves into a corner by killing Jigsaw off so soon.
Yes.
And you can feel that in the movies, but I don't think the quality dips enough to like really put it at like an inconsistent. Like most franchises are inconsistent. Even if you love the movies, their tones are inconsistent. The way they fit together are inconsistent. Even if you like what's in there. So Saw is very consistent until you get to Jigsaw. That's really the first time that I felt like it was really, But
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Jigsaw. I just didn't like the twist or who the predator was. I'm just like, really?
I really just didn't like that movie at all. But yeah, I can't say I agree with you. I'm a Saw 1 guy, but Saw 2 is great. And I think I really could say this, and I mean this with wholehearted honesty. Any Saw until you get to the final chapter, like I can absolutely see that being your favorite Saw movie. Any of them.
Yeah.
I think they all have something for, any kind of horror fan. So I'm with you to an extent, but I'm still
No, and I'm just saying it's like maybe tomorrow I'll be like, oh, what the hell am I talking about? I just like Saul. But I'm just saying, like at times I just randomly will go, you know what? Saw 2, it can compete with Saul.
I think they're closer together in quality than like the Saw 1 stands really pretend that they are. Because some Saw 1 people pretend like that movie is untouchable. I think it's amazing, but I don't think it's untouchable with the rest.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a way too. It's like they make Saw because everybody knows that Saw came out first, like as a 4-minute short film.
Yeah, right.
And all that. And then it's like the first Saw kind of crawled so that a movie like Saw 2 could run. And that's kind of like what it did.
Very fair.
Let's catch up with the chat again. Thoughts on Critters All You Can Eat? Is that seriously a real movie?
I haven't seen it.
Me neither.
Is that the one with the critters ball, with the giant critter ball? If it is, then points for the critter ball, but that's
Never
I'm good.
seen a single Critters movies.
You can skip them.
Okay. I'm glad to know I can skip those at least.
You can skip them. You're good.
And Brett, you got some homework to do to watch Vampires.
You got it. I can do that.
And movie more likely to get made: Freddy versus Jason 2
Tremors 8.
or
Tremors 8.
Tremors 8's more likely, unfortunately. But
We
Tremors
don't need
8's
either, but
I
haven't
would
watched
argue we need Freddy versus Jason 2. I could watch Freddy.
oh
versus
come on
Jason.
now. We know Freddy. We know Jason 1.
Mm.
My buddy Travis, he said he would have watched Freddy versus Jason if it was like the two remakes fighting each
Hell
other.
yeah. I'd take it. I'd take
okay.
it.
I think that's a one and done. Just let us have our fun. And
Yeah, I know. I get it for sure. Like, I would love a sequel to it, but I understand why there's not a sequel to it and why most people would argue there shouldn't have been.
Yeah. 1989's The Parents, over or underrated? Never heard of it, unfortunately. Sorry.
Can't say that I have an opinion on that one.
Yeah, me neither, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Deep Blue Sea or Life Force?
Life Force. I'm going Life Force.
I go Deep Blue Sea. Because I just love that Samuel L. Jackson scene. Goes, we got to sit together.
Yeah, it's a good scene, but to me, that's the movie. To me, is that scene. Maybe I'm not a big shark movie guy. Okay. You know, aside from Jaws, like I can appreciate Jaws for the for what it did for its time and the effects and such, but I'm not like a big Jaws guy. So like I'm just not I like Life Force quite a bit. Life Force is a fun one.
What is Life Force?
Let me go ahead and add that to my list.
I don't want to spoil anything by telling you what it's about, but I recommend it. It's a fun movie. Just don't try to. It's dated a little bit.
1985.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, Toby Hooper. There we go.
Yeah.
That should have been my first hand.
Fair enough. Why do some people really think that 2019's The Fanatic with John Travolta is a horror movie?
Because of how bad it is.
I will say this. I do think that gatekeeping in horror is a real thing where like they try to pretend certain movies aren't, just the same way that like big movies try to pretend they're not horror movies. I think that goes both ways. I think anything that is meant to elicit terror or suspense is generally a horror film. That's why the Terminator fits.
Is this the movie that's directed by Fred Durst?
I think so, where he's like an autistic stalker. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is.
Okay.
Fred Durst did make a good movie before, but I don't know that it's that one.
The only thing I've seen him in recently was Y2K, and I don't even understand why he was in there.
Shout out Fred Durst.
He was just recently here in North Dakota at a concert.
I am maybe that's an unpopular opinion. I like Limp Bizkit. I'm a Limp Bizkit guy. Probably because I'm such a big early 2000s, late 90s WWF guy. But I'm definitely a Limp Bizkit guy. So shout out Fred Durst.
All right, Connor.
Oh boy,
number 2.
All right. So I'm going to go with the original Friday the 13th movie is not good and is in the bottom 3 of its own franchise.
Agreed.
I've seen this sentiment more often nowadays, but I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't see any redeeming qualities for that movie. I really don't. I mean, Pamela Voorhees, maybe. But other than that, there is no redeeming quality for the movie. I don't rewatch it almost ever. When I do, I'm always disappointed again. And the only reason I'd put 2 movies below it is because even though I enjoy watching them more, I think they are worse in quality, and they have less of an impact on horror. One day, though, it will be the last in my franchise ranking.
Can I ask what those bottom 2 are?
Unfortunately, sorry, Adam. Jason Goes to Hell is one of them. And the other one is Jason Takes Manhattan.
And there goes the dynamite.
I don't mind Jason Takes Manhattan. I mean,
I think I'm going to turn around on it one day, but so far I have not.
It's a soft spot movie for me because I originally did not like the movie at all, but then me and Brad had our old series we call Slash It Out, where we have 2 horror movies go one-on-one, and I defend one movie and he does. And I was assigned to Jason Takes Manhattan. And after doing several hours of research on that movie, I knew what that movie wanted to be, but it got so restricted with MPAA, with the budget and all that. And I just felt bad for it. And it has a soft spot with me. The highest I'll ever give is a 3 out of 5. But I can absolutely have fun with it, exactly for what it was. And I always just imagine for what it could possibly be with Part 8.
My dad saw that in theaters.
Wow.
He did. He was not a fan.
I'm jealous.
He was not a fan.
Yeah, I I would agree. I think really the only things I enjoy about the movie is it's kind of where Kevin Bacon got to start. So I think that's cool that he got to start in horror. But
Yeah.
I would also agree, man. It's really like the last like 15 minutes when Pamela Voorhees pops up, even though it makes really no logical sense that she's a killer.
It doesn't, and it's the scenes themselves are fine, but it's not a coherent story. It's an inconsistent plot. It's inconsistently shot. The characters are not great characters. What is redeeming about that movie, other than the fact that it's like the first of the Friday the 13th movies? To me, nothing. I have no reason to watch that movie again. There's no reason.
I can rebuttal on that.
I seldomly see anybody put that like that's their number one in the franchise.
I see it top 5 very commonly.
It's in my top 3. It's number 3 for me personally.
Okay.
Can I ask what you like about it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the you know how you kind of mentioned earlier that like it's just kind of the analogy I used earlier. It's that Black Christmas 1974 kind of like built the door, then the Halloween movie pushed the door. And in my opinion, that's when Friday the 13th kicked down the damn door to me for the fact that it really brought in the true slasher craze of the 1980s. Was all because of Friday the 13th and what Tom Savini did with the special effects. And we all know the story about him blowing into the tube to get Kevin Bacon to bleed and all that. It's just, to me, I think it's just classic. I also like at that point of time, the originality. I know y'all say Pamela Voorhees and all that doesn't make sense, but I think when she gets introduced, it's the first time ever like, oh, she's the killer, and we never saw her one time at all in this movie, and I thought that was unique and different. And plus, when Pamela Voorhees got brought in, she got established to me as one of the best characters in the Friday the 13th franchise, because they actually did some character work into her character, and what Betsy Palmer did in that role too was just, to me, absolutely astounding acting for a franchise that has no business of having good acting in there. So to me, I just love the hell out of the original Friday the 13th. And plus, that was the first franchise I started at the big 3 when I dove into the franchise. So I'm going to say favoritism is what takes it. But if I probably take,
I can understand where you're coming from too on that. I really can. You know, like, just because it doesn't have redeeming qualities for me doesn't mean it doesn't have redeeming qualities at all.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with the horror. It's great listening to different opinions, like what we do, Good Will Hunting. We love to listen to different opinions, and we don't judge you at all, because again, if we all think the same way, we're boring as shit.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Like, what I appreciate about especially franchises in general, and why I think that's such an interesting conversation, is because like what might be my top 5 movie in a franchise might be your bottom 5 in a franchise.
Exactly.
And like, to me, like,
that creates conversations.
It absolutely does. Like, I absolutely love The New Blood. That is, but some people think that's one of the worst. I have Jason X in my top 6. And that people think that's one of the worst. I just think everything is I love that the difference in the spectrum of opinions in horror movies. I do wish that horror fans were a little less protective of their IP and of their loves, because these interesting conversations are so much fun when we get to have stuff like this. Like, think of what all the fun that we've already had talking about this, how long we've been here already. To think that this has felt like nothing.
I felt like we just begun. But
yeah, I know. But I guess we do have to. I mean, poor Austin over there is probably like running on E right now, so we might have to hurry it up a bit.
I'm sorry.
That's all good, guys.
We love the horror genre.
I used to say comedy was my favorite, dude, but over the last like 2-3 years, I'm like, it's definitely horror. Like, there's just there's so much in the horror genre. Like, comedies, what do you get? Like a couple of dick and fart jokes and a little bit of slapstick here and there. Where like, horror, there's just so much.
Well, and you get I think horror is the one genre that the full spectrum of like of introducing other movies like works within. Like, horror could be romance, horror could be comedy, horror could be thriller, horror could be mystery, horror could be action. There's all these things that horror could be. I think action is the one that to me departs it the most from the genre.
True.
But like even with that, there are movies that make it work. Like Freddy versus Jason's a good example of that to me. There are very many action
Predator. I'll
movie.
throw in Predator for that one.
Another
Too.
good example
Yeah.
of a horror movie that works with action. And you guys talked about Terminator. Terminator has plenty of action tropes and things that I still consider that a horror movie. So I think you're onto something there, where horror just has like, you really can get any experience out of a horror movie that you can't necessarily get out of everything else. The genres don't all mend together as well as they do with the horror genre.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I might be a Star Wars guy, but yeah, horror just there's so much.
Hey,
so much.
We could do a horror movie Star Wars. That's still a possibility. Well, probably
There
not
were-
probably not the current regime of Disney right now, but maybe in the future.
There were rumors they were going to do some type of a horror Star Wars movie on Hoth.
I heard those rumors. I also heard the rumors that they were going to do a Death Troopers movie of some kind, ones that had the Death Troopers, but it was like a really like recycled version of them. But Star Wars could absolutely work in the horror genre. Think of how scary Darth Vader is. You hunting Jedi, like
yeah, I heard about Darth Vader possibly getting his movie, and
oh, we're off the rails. Oh,
yes,
boy.
yes, that's where we are at this podcast.
All right.
Yes, I think he is.
Yeah, for me to go back, I might as well get it ready if I can find it again now. This was a ways back. God, there it is. Okay. My number 2, the Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 remake is vastly overhated. This is my second favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And we have talked about another one on here ad nauseum. Freddy versus Jason is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
ooh,
Wow.
And don't worry, I will, just for curiosity for everybody here, I will give you guys my my ranking of Nightmare on Elm Street.
I would love to hear that, actually.
Because yeah. No, man, this movie is just, I don't know, like we talked about earlier, and again, don't know if it is, but if this is not on 4K, this needs to come to 4K immediately. This is
they are releasing for the first time ever a 4K box set for Nightmare. It is coming.
Okay, well, I know what I'm gonna go buy. So, but no, man, like CGI aside, even Rooney Mara aside, and the whole Freddy P stuff, we'll just say, I think this is a phenomenal horror movie. Like, this movie has like my favorite dream stuff in the entire franchise. Like, I love these like micro naps they go through, especially the scene where Nancy and Quentin are in that pharmacy.
Yeah.
And it just transitions back and forth from the aisle into the boiler room.
Oh, it's so well done.
It's just, this is a gorgeous movie. Like, gorgeous. I do think Jackie Earle Haley, I think he's a good Freddy. I don't think he's the worst Freddy of the franchise. To me, I would put him to a level up there with Robert from the first movie, maybe even the second movie to a degree, but I just think his performance is overhated. Like, yes, I know there's a lot of CGI, obviously the thing we love about the original Nightmare and even the previous, or all the ones before that, it's all practical. I mean, us as horror fans, practical over digital always works the best. It's like comparing The Thing from 1982 from Carpenter and you go to the 2011 prequel. I mean, there's a pretty big difference there. It's just, to me, man, just the way this movie progresses when you start hearing about the things about Freddy and you kind of finally realize they give him a little bit more of a backstory in this. Yes, they go pretty far into what they do with him. And yeah, to a degree, they kind of make you almost sympathize with him to a degree until you really find out, like, oh, no, he's just a creep. Like,
That's what I love about it, honestly. Look, he's supposed to be a villain. I'm sorry, he is. They made him a villain. You're not supposed to like the guy. He's the villain of the movie. So
Yes.
cry about it.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It makes me so mad when people are like, "Oh, well, it's hard to like Freddy when he's, SAing children or whatever." And it's like, "Oh, so you liked him better when he was just murdering them? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's cool. Whatever. Child murderer, yeah. SA, too far. Yeah, they're both too far. They're both fucking terrible. They're both terrible things. He's a villain, and I love that they make you start to sympathize with him because you're like, oh my god, he didn't do it, and then you're like, oh my god, he did it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, did he do it? He did it. He did it twice on Sunday. What are you talking about? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like come on, like we all know he did it, but I do, man. Like I see this movie either at the bottom or like right above Freddy's Dead as like the worst of the franchise. Like
consistently, yeah.
This to me still sticks with the horror. Like you do get a little bit of like that dark comedy in here. It's not, but it's like legit like dark. Like when he's in the dream with Chris and he comes out with the bloody knives, like I was just petting him, like with the dead dog there. Like, oh shit, okay. But this is one of the most serious Freddy Kruegers in the franchise. I like my Freddy. I do like an in-between. Like my favorite Freddy overall is from Freddy versus Jason because it reminds me a lot of like Mark Hamill's Joker. He does do like the perfect blend of like horror and comedy, and it works really well. But when it comes to my more serious Freddy, I do lean towards either part 2 or the remake. To me, I'm just not seeing what everybody else is. Like this is in my top 5 favorite horror remakes of all time. It's
okay.
Like it's number 5. Like I still like, TCM, Dawn of the Dead, Friday the 13th more than I do this movie. But to me, I just don't see the full on hate for this movie. So
Bye, Denise.
Just
yeah, no, I'm with you. Like when I watch the movie, so it's higher up on my list than I think most people would have it. It's still not, in the top. But I think it's to me, its worst enemy is kind of the CG. Especially the wall scene does not age super well. But I really hate to be another one to beat up on the makeup because I actually appreciate what they tried to do with it. I just think it was a little poorly designed with that in mind. Like there are some times where he just looks like a burnt squirrel, and you're like, wait a minute, like what is going on here? And
they
you know
just
what? You know
kept
the
him in
scenes
the
I'm
shadows.
talking about. Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. They just kept him in the shadows. He would have been perfect.
It was clear that it was made for the shadows, and I don't know why they didn't stick with that because and maybe it was because they had already spent all that money trying to put all the green screen pieces in them and edit like muscles and shit. Not for me. But underrated. I absolutely agree with that. I think it's absolutely an overhated movie. Oh, bye not JPEG.
Yeah, have
Good
a
night,
good night,
everybody.
and not JPEG. Good to see you guys.
That damn bunny. So yeah, just my quick opinion on that because I used to be on your side, Austin. I used to actually enjoy that movie for what it was, but after the latest rewatch, pretty much my whole opinion changed on it. At the CGI, the poorly written script, just it didn't do it for me. And plus, I think Katie Cassidy in the horror genre just gets so treated unfairly because just whatever horror movie she's a part of is usually most of the time never a good result, except for one horror movie. Yeah, and that's the thing. She should have been the lead in this movie, not Rooney. Rooney Mara,
I do agree with that.
Whatever her name is. But yeah. And here's the thing I always give this movie credit for. The beginning and the pharmacy. Because both of those things were phenomenal. This movie had really good ideas, but I think just the studio and everything just got lazy and wanted to rush this movie out versus having the CGI and all that. I feel like if it just took its time and to really develop this movie with practical effects, more shadow on Freddy, like if you do all these tiny little things, big difference for a movie. this movie could have been a lot better. But since they rushed it and has such a unmotivated lead actress as Nancy, which I heard she later on she did a lot better projects. But if you just fix all those little things and just been patient, this movie could have been something. Now I see all the flaws in it, and I think this is definitely one of the bottom two of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and one of the worst remakes for me.
I do remember you saying you liked it, but
it was like the watch party for when we did it. That's where I just started seeing everything. I'm like,
times certainly change with time and rewatches and sitting with things. But I do want to enter for scarier Freddy's. I do want to enter New Nightmares into the mix.
Right.
To me, the scariest scene that I've ever seen from Freddy Krueger is the sort of like shock jump scare in New Nightmare where he's in like the coffin. Like as they're lowering the coffin into the ground and he's pulling the body in there, it genuinely, I was like, oh shit. Okay. But this version of Freddy, I do appreciate, more than like Freddy in the late stage. I call him late stage nightmare movies. I think he is better than late stage Freddy. So,
and I guess since I promised, my ranking from worst to best is Freddy's Dead, Part 5. Part 4. This is where it gets a little more tricky for me now. Probably Part 2. And then I would go New Nightmare, the original, Dream Warriors, the 2010 remake, and Freddy vs. Jason.
Whoa.
Okay, so that's the first time ever I heard of Nightmare on Elm Street being number 4.
It's three for me.
I've seen some of it. First time I've seen number 3, really. Yeah. I've only seen it being put at number 2. And that's with Dream Warriors being a number 1. And for some people, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which I can easily see why for that. But
in my defense, it's like besides Freddy vs. Jason and the remake, I didn't get to the actual Nightmare on Elm Street, whatever you want to call it, if you want to call it a saga, I guess.
Yeah.
Until like late 2012.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I was late to Freddy. Freddy is one of my more later horror icon things. So so yeah, that's why I don't hold him in as like high regards as a lot of other people do. But I do still like Freddy. He's just, for me, kind of overrated a little bit.
Ooh, that's an unpopular horror opinion too, I think.
It's only kind of.
I understand. I think I could come around on some of the movies that I didn't like in the Nightmare franchise, but yeah, I have the original at 3. I just it used to be number 1. I used to like herald it as one of my favorite horror films, but I just think I was afraid to be kind of honest with myself, even like when watching movies, not just like presenting to people how I watch them and what I like. And so the more I watched them again and revisited them, like it's definitely a good movie, but I like seeing the original kind of further down on people's lists. It deserves to be in the top, in my opinion, but not, I like seeing different top 2s, especially yours is different top 3. So that's, I like that.
The most bold Nightmare on Elm Street ranking I've ever heard, but I respect that.
I agree. That's one of my favorites I've ever heard too, because just the way that you have that list structured is it's very unique.
Telling.
Yeah, I really like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason is in like my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. So,
I do not blame you for that.
Hell yeah, badass movie, man.
Love that movie. God, I love it so much.
Holy shit, we're at number 1.
Yes, we are. Brett, let's hear it, buddy.
All right. I'm surprised it has not been brought up yet, but I will go ahead and be the first to bring it up. So, Connor, remember how you have stated that you need to be more honest with yourself, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've had the longest time ever just kind of like dealing with that little problem for me personally, because I kind of had that mindset. I wanted to fit in. Yeah. And the easiest way to fit in is, just to say, oh, Halloween's the best movie. Or another example, The Evil Dead's the best Evil Dead movie in the entire franchise. Even though I still think that, but just as a third example.
As an example, right.
One movie changed all that for me, and I decided to be honest with myself for every single ranking I do for here on out. And that one movie, you mentioned it earlier, or a particular director earlier, Connor, of one Mr. Rob Zombie and the t-shirt that you're wearing. And that is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is better than the original, and it's the best movie in the franchise.
Could not agree more, my friend. Could not agree more.
And I can go a good 30 minutes explaining why, but I'll just do kind of like the clip notes for it for all those college students that are still awake right now that need notes from a film class.
Right.
But here's the main reason for it for me personally, because Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 didn't even need to exist. And also, was it the one that you said that most sequels don't even need to be made? I thought somebody.
I did say. I said technically we really never need a sequel.
Okay, that's what you
I
said.
enjoy seeing sequels.
Okay, no, sorry, that's what you said. I was just wanting
Yeah.
clarification, just trying to bring back my memory. But
Right.
yeah, something like that. This is a prime example.
Outside for you.
It's okay. Ashton always wants to fight me. But Ashton, you're my boy. But yeah, for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was not supposed to exist. It made no sense to it. But Rob Zombie got paid a lot of money. Say, hey, make a second one. Do whatever you want. The Halloween franchise wins. I don't blame you for that. It's not your fit in this mindset. Just bear with me. Think about it in this mindset. You know, Marvel fans or not, or like the big stages in the multi, you could just call it 69 for all I care, but just treat it like it's in a whole nother world. And that's where you talk about it a lot. That's our favorite times, or whatever that number was for that particular one. But so that's why, again, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, it had nothing to go based on of. Like, it had nothing. It's just Rob Zombie had to think with his original mind of what direction we can go. And his direction of going with Laurie Strode dealing with PTSD was a brilliant and wonderful idea that they did with that. And this is another unpopular horror opinion. Scout Taylor Compton needs bigger roles in the horror genre versus the D-level movies that she's involved in.
I don't know how
she
that can be unpopular.
I just don't. It blows my mind why she's not in like movies like It Follows or like those high tier horror movies. It makes no sense to me because that woman not only is super sweet, but she can act her ass off too. Like, she's really amazing.
God, that scene with her and Annie never fails to make me cry. I know it's coming, and my wife will like laugh at me because it's coming, and then I just start to, my chin starts fucking waggling, and I'm like, "Fuck, it's coming! I know it's coming."
It's just an emotional gut punch, and that's the thing. Just this movie alone makes you just feel all these kinds of emotions and everything. And the last thing I'll just know, because I promised to make this short, and here I am just still talking about it. But the look of Michael Myers, they hate Hobo Myers. I loved Hobo. I loved it because of the fact it's realistic of what legitimately he looked like. He got shot in the face, so part of his mask should absolutely be missing. He's just hanging out in the barn somewhere, so he's got to get close somehow. And just the motherfucker is scary. That's the thing. He's Rob's like Tyler Mang's Michael Myers is the scariest horror figure of all time, in my opinion. If I see him, I would just be frozen with fear. So I'll let y'all carry more on about it. Just to me, this movie just beats the original because it's more original than the original, if that makes sense. Because with the first movie, like, they had this idea and they really went for it, while this sequel really didn't have a direction to go anywhere. And they just had to make it up on the fly. And that's where Rob Zombie just did a phenomenal job making that movie.
Yeah. If you want to see my full thoughts on this, just Google or go to YouTube and type in President CM. That was my original horror channel on YouTube that I used to make videos on, and see a 40 pounds lighter, very ill me talk about my defenses for this movie. But in the meantime, I'll give you this. It has, in my opinion, the best visuals and have a more of a motivation goodbye to a character that in the Halloween franchise. So when you put those things together with an amazing score, criminally underrated score, version of the Michael Myers character in you can laugh at that statement all you want out there. If you're listening and laughing, that's fine. The decisions they made to take the directions they did with every single character and how they act in this movie is each one of them intentional and plays into how the character ends up meeting their demise or at least making their greatest mistake. Every single one of them is foreshadowed by their character traits that we are introduced to in the beginning of this movie. So, a masterpiece, one of the greatest horror movies of all time, in my opinion, my favorite horror movie of all time, and the greatest movie and my second favorite film franchise of all time. I am absolutely with you on this, Brett, and nothing will change my mind on that.
Hell yeah. And two things to add on real quick, and I will definitely want to hear what Austin has to say about it.
I'm pumped to hear it. I know.
And also I think I try and remember because I was just so focused on what you were saying. Somebody brought up the score. And that's the thing with Rob Zombie's movies. His scores are always awesome.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Especially no difference for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. No difference with that. Great, phenomenal score. And the other thing, too, is this movie alone kind of showed me that Brad Dourif can actually act. I've always just treated him as a voice actor for Chucky, and I haven't seen anything else. But then when I saw this movie, I was like, okay, this guy can act. I'm going to treat him seriously now. And that's why I decided to watch The Exorcist 3, because I heard he was in it, and he brought another great performance in. So I apologize for Brad Dourif even more for not seeing that one before Chucky and vice versa.
This and Lord of the Rings are his two big ones.
Yeah, but I'll just tell you, though, Rob Zombie's Halloween and just him finding that Annie scene, which that's the thing I'm mad about. I wish that scene was not in the producer's cut. It was in the theatrical. That'd be the only kind of difference I would change between the two cuts. Or, sorry, the director's cut and the theatrical.
Oh, I prefer the director's cut in every form and fashion.
Well, the only thing I wouldn't is where Michael says die. Even though I'm starting to come around towards it, because again, it's my whole mindset. You gotta treat this like a multiverse. So in this multiverse, Michael could talk.
Well, can I give a slight defense that might help your take on that? Okay, so just a slight defense, because I'm really excited to hear what Austin has to say. I want to make it as fast as I can. So my defense for that is Michael Myers, since the age of, what was he, 10, 11 in the first movie of Rob's first movie? Of whatever the kill, then he doesn't have it on for every kill. But Angel Myers' world is being entrenched into his. So by the time everything comes together, the Michael Myers who finally got what he wanted, it makes narrative sense to me.
And Connor loved this movie. It's just, again, multiverse deal. A lot of people have a problem with seeing or kind of truly want to. Seeing the eyes is totally okay, because Malcolm McDowell's performance as Loomis, which I love his performance and interpretation as Dr. Loomis, at the beginning of the first Rob Zombie Halloween movie, before we fully get in the full-on remake, he goes, "These are the eyes of a psychopath." Bam, right then and there. It's okay to look at his eyes. Well, it's just Dr. Loomis from the original goes, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. That's why you never see his eyes. Explained. Rob Zombie's Halloween with McDowell, he said these are the eyes of a psychopath, with the picture of Kid Myers with his eyes. So that's why it's okay to see his eyes in those two movies.
It makes narrative sense. Yep.
Exactly.
Now, Austin, please. I would love to hear what you have to say.
Before I mention the horse, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I am with you guys. I have come around. I can't quite say I love it yet. Like, it's top 3. Like,
understandable.
I have come around to this movie so hard. You would have asked me pre-Halloween Kills, I would have told you this movie was the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen.
And that's fair.
Like, worst Halloween movie, worst horror movie, worst movie. Hated everything about it. Before Halloween Kills, I sat down. I only had the director's cut, so I watched that, and I was like, okay, you know, I liked it a lot more than I ever have in my entire life. I bought the theatrical cut. I watched that to get ready for my Halloween review series. Definitely like that version more. Rewatched it again. It's 4 stars right now for me.
Hell yeah.
Now, man, before it was like barely a half, if I could.
I almost snapped the disc in half my first watch. So yeah.
Trust me, we've all been there.
Yeah.
But I can say, as I don't even know what it's been, but these last like 2 weeks, this is like the only like Halloween movie I've thought about. Like, I'm not even shitting you when I say this. Yesterday during work, because I go around town, deliver shit, and I don't know what came over me, but I decided to turn on the Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 score soundtrack.
Yeah.
I listened.
When you say you passed the hospital?
Because my
I got you.
Oh, okay, but you went to a hospital though, right?
Yeah, one of my stops
too with the hospital scene.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
But yeah, I soundtrack with like the music with like Love Hurts, all that stuff. This is the only movie I have thought about the last like 2 weeks, and I've just been having this urge to watch it again.
It calls to you, dude, especially when I don't know. So I have the version of Love Hurts by Nan Vernon, which is the one that you hear at the end of the director's cut.
Yes.
That version of that song is perfect.
It's hauntingly beautiful.
She also did one of Mr. Sandman that's in the credits of the first movie. Definitely recommend listening to that. But there are so many pieces of this score that like, what I love about a good score is that it sticks with you afterwards, right? Like if I tell you Phantom Menace, the first thing you're going to think of is the Duel of the Fates, right? Like that's what you're going to think of. And that's a piece of score that fits with you. To me, there's one that's very underutilized in the movie, but when you listen to it outside of the movie, it is haunting. It's called I'm Angel Myers. And it's just very different from everything else in the movie. But if you listen to it with some good speakers, like in your car or something, it's insane. And most of the score is like that haunting bell sound that they use a lot, you know, where it's like bong, and they do that a few times.
I know. Yep.
Incredible. And I have my defenses about everything with this movie, so don't let me go on it, but continue.
But I literally agree with like everything you guys are saying. Like this version of Michael Myers, dude, no shit. This version of Michael Myers has followed me into my dreams, and I have literally woke up in a cold fucking sweat.
Dude, yes.
I have had nightmares about Michael Myers, but I have never had a nightmare wake me up so fast in my life than Tyler Maine's Michael Myers chasing after me. Like, never in my life have I woke up that fucking terrified that I don't even want to go back to bed. The score, like I said, haunting, beautiful. I might end up going up and being one of my favorite scores of the franchise, but and I'm glad I have an extra one for my number one because my number one was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 has the best story in the franchise.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys said that, but now I'm glad I have a backup for my number one. But
good.
It is, dude, just the progression of the story, like it just watching her descent into madness, watching Michael Myers try and go and find I'm coming around to Sherry Moon and the White Horse. I'm still not the biggest fan of it visually, but I'm coming around to the actual, like, the meaning of it. Because,
because obviously, that I'm glad you brought that up, because the beginning of it, they're clearly told you in big letters, in the big dictionary term, is exactly what the horse is supposed to represent.
Exactly.
So I don't understand why people have a problem with it or don't understand it when they just completely told you at the beginning, this is what we're doing with it. So, and plus it's also another thing too, it's mind games too. Mind games of Michael and mind games of Laurie, because at the end of it, Laurie started to see it and all that, especially that iconic thing at the very end of the movie, which God Almighty, I wish we would have gone Rob Zombie's Halloween 3. But that's just for another wishful thinking future. But yeah, they explained the horse perfectly clear, and I came around the horse. Like at first, hated the horse, but then when I truly understand what the horse meant, I loved it.
Absolutely.
And even to like, I don't know, I get in like these weird moods where like I'm hooked on like one movie and all I want to do is watch retrospectives. But like now the last like few days it's been like The Shining. So now like my whole thing's been watching The Shining retrospectives. But
yeah,
I have watched so many retrospectives, reviews, all sorts of stuff about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and I have a feeling if I watch it a few more times, I'm going to say this. I don't think it's ever going to be my number one. I just have such a deep personal connection to the first original John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, of course.
That's fair.
When you have a connection to a movie, it instantly shoots it up your ranking. I mean, every time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, literally, Connor, every single time I talk to you, we talk about this movie. Even
we do.
I have Brett every time I have Brett on too, especially when all three of us are here.
Oh, it gets dangerous.
Dude, our last Halloween one we did, which was over 3 hours, which this one's obviously going to be as well. But
Yay!
But we literally, I think we spent like a half hour, 45 minutes talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Like, it's a movie that, like I said, from when the first time I watched it till now, I have never gone such like almost full circle on a movie in my life. Normally, I watch a movie, I'll be like, okay, I like it a little more, but there's still things I don't like about it. There's still things about the movie I don't like. I don't like the coroner shit. I don't like their dialogue. I still hate that.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not a big fan of that.
Ow.
Because I'm still not a friend of that. But like I said, I'm coming around to the White Horse stuff. I'm still not the biggest fan over all of it yet visually.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the kid who plays Michael Myers as a kid is good at all. At all. But I do have a lot better appreciation, and it's still, and Brett, I know you say it every single time you and I talk to, it's Rob Zombie's masterpiece. Like, this is the best.
That is the Devil's Rejects.
Disagree with that, but okay.
I think
I'm the weird one. I like 3 from Hell. I like that one more than both of those.
I liked 3 from Hell. I didn't think 3 from Hell was bad at all. I got to see it in theaters. It's the only one of Rob's movies I got to see in theaters. I got a poster up on the wall here that I got from the experience. I was so thrilled. I went by myself, but it was such a great experience to watch it and just get a chance to see it in theaters. I personally, I think Devil's Rejects is a masterpiece, but I actually enjoy House of a Thousand Corpses more. So I would put that as my 2. But I know, Austin, even you said, like, even though you think Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is his masterpiece, you also like Lords of Salem quite a bit. And a very similar kind of movie with, like, its striking visuals and its very, like, underlying themes of dread.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's yeah, we could literally talk about this movie forever.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
And I just got to say one more thing, and I'll make this super, super quick. But Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the hospital scene, better than Halloween 2. With everything they did with the hospital.
Oh, I agree. I really like Halloween 2 as well. The original Halloween.
Oh, no,
2.
I do too. But I'm just saying,
yeah,
everything
you're absolutely
hospital,
right.
it's just, they did it so much better, more impactful, and more brutal.
Agreed,
And
absolutely.
it didn't need an explosion either.
Absolutely agree.
But I am on the boat with you guys. I am a fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I'm just not
Not there yet.
You're not as fangirl as we are.
I'm getting there, but I don't think I'm gonna ever fully get there. I say that now, but who knows? Tomorrow I'll watch it. Oh my god!
Say never.
Never
say never.
All right, Bieber.
So anyway, my number 1, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is better than the original and the best in the franchise. That's my most unpopular horror opinion.
Okay.
I want to say before I get to mine, how funny is it that originally, if we would have all gone with our original lists, all 3 of our number 1s would have been about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. All 3 of us.
Insane.
I even hesitated. I really thought about doing the Nightmare on Elm Street. I almost thought about doing the Rob Zombies one as number 5 because I'm like, I guarantee these guys are going to bring it up somehow, some way.
I'm surprised I got the one that brought it up because I could have sworn Connor was going to do it before I was.
I felt like it was too predictable. You know what I mean? Like, so I had it as my number 1, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I'm the guy for this though. Like, everybody who knows me knows, like, oh, if you want to talk about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, talk to him. Like, I'm the guy. And Gabe and I've talked about it a bunch. We talked about it on Tony and Gabe's channel. We talked about it on our channel. We talked about it on your channel. We've talked about it on so many places that I'm like, you know what? Like, if anybody just like wants to like watch my stuff, I talk about that movie so much that I was like, I can't be that predictable and put that as my number one.
I'll take care of it
on your head at this point.
I'm predictable and I don't care. So
I'm glad that you brought it up, that we got a chance to talk about it, because I did back up and I did something that was more unpopular for my normal tastes. I don't know how you guys will feel about it, so I guess we'll see.
But I just thought of a great stream idea, and I might have to get back to you, Connor, with that for a potential opportunity to come on Good Real Hunting.
Hey, I'm always down for an opportunity. So
yeah, I got it. I think I have a good idea, but go ahead. Sorry. I'm going to just be quiet because my jaw is sore.
Okay. I guess it's my one, right?
Yes.
So the argument that many people make is that a new movie of any genre cannot instantly become a top 5 in the genre. You can put it top 10, you can put it top 20, but you can't put it top 5 because you got to give it more time. So with that, my unpopular opinion is that Longlegs is instantly a top 5 horror film for me. Instantly top 5. Top 3 for me personally, but instantly top 5. I'm not giving it any time. I watched that movie. So I saw the trailer and I said, I have to see this. As a fan of Mandy, another Nicolas Cage horror love project, I had to check out Longlegs. I couldn't believe that Nick Cage was in it. And me and my wife just took a chance on it. We rented it, I think. We rented it and said, we're just going to give it a shot. She didn't know a thing about it, had never seen a trailer, had never seen a clip, had never seen anything. I had seen one trailer. I was absolutely blown away by this movie. It might be the fastest I've ever given a movie 5 stars ever. I don't think it's absolutely perfect. I think there are some things that I would have changed, just very, very minor tweaks. For me, like, I give movie 2 ratings. So I give it a star rating and then I give it a rating out of 100 because I think that's more accurate to like how we watch movies. Mm-hmm. I don't think very rarely is a movie perfect, but I think there are plenty of movies that are so close that they're also 5 stars. I was absolutely blown away by the misdirection that I thought it was going to be about, somebody who does the things that Alive Freddy Krueger was doing in the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Completely blown away by the direction that they took with it. Usually not a fan of that in movies, of what they did with Longlegs in this. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody. But just by Nicolas Cage, so incredibly unnerving for me. I'm captivated by the movie, and like you do, Austin, with like watching retrospectives, I then, after watching this movie for the first time, spent the next month or review the movie. Every single day I watched something Longlegs related for a month and a half, and a movie has never done that to me before. So it instantly became my number 3 horror film of all time. And for me is an easy top 5 induction. I will argue that any day of the week.
Oh, I loved it. That's awesome. No, that's awesome because that movie was absolutely amazing, and it was my number 1 horror movie of last year. So absolutely do not blame you for that. And it's also was an honor for me to play Longlegs in my Real Horror Wars skit that we did making fun of Longlegs, and that was the greatest honor I've ever had to it. But no, that's an interesting conversation because that's what a lot of people are so quick to jump the gun to make things a 5-star, while other people will judge you for it. Oh, that's too quick to do a 5-star. I'm like, well,
right,
fuck you. This is my list. I'll do whatever I want.
I'll do exactly whatever I want.
Yeah, yep. And it's also another thing you brought up too. Even with a movie being a 5-star, it could technically not be a 5-star. It's like you say, even if it's a perfect movie, you can still find some faults into it. Right. It's just also another meaning for a 5-star is what the movie is to you and how it impacts you. And the best example, I already showed off my collection earlier. That's Your Next. I know better than anybody. Your Next is not a 5 out of 5 movie. On a technicality, it's a 4 out of 5 movie. But for what it did for me during the time of me being developing me into a horror fan, that's how important your next was to me, because it finally brought me a final girl that I enjoyed and love and respect. But now back to your movie, just the visuals. And the most important thing with me with Longlegs that no movie has ever done in forever for me, just made me feel so eerie and uncomfortable with the mood, atmosphere, and tension.
And it
was
didn't
just
have to
it put me
go-
on the edge of my seat
Yes.
the entire length of the movie.
And it never had to dive into like the sleaziness of horror to make you feel uncomfortable.
No,
I feel
it
like
didn't have
so
to take a
many movies
shortcut.
do.
That's the thing. It
No.
didn't have to take a shortcut.
It earned every bit of feeling that you got from that movie. And to me, like, it is perfect for that reason. The small tweaks that I would make are just nitpicks. If you make me nitpick a movie, I can nitpick every single movie. There is no such thing as a movie that is completely without any minute flaw. But I can forgive any flaw and make a movie perfect in my mind, and Longlegs is that for me. It is one of the highest rated horror movies I've ever reviewed.
Hell yeah.
I'm dying to watch it though. Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Of course.
So last October, I did like first time piece of shit. Brett, weirdly enough, that was probably going to end up being one of them. But I have been dying to watch Long.
That like Hereditary is not for everybody. They're very different movies, but they accomplish similar things and they have similar kind of pacing to them. But what I'll say about Longlegs that I think is impressive, that I think you'll really like, Austin, is that there are things that could very easily be funny to you, and sometimes you will find yourself chuckling, but it's such an uncomfortable chuckle. There's one scene in particular where Longlegs sings that is like you're giggling, like you giggle at it. It's funny a little, but you feel so unnerved by it that you're like, oh, I don't really like it. My little sister,
turning into like a
100%. Like I just let so my little sister's been getting into horror movies. There's a pretty big age gap between me and her. But she's going into her first year of high school, and I let her borrow some horror movies. And the first one that she watched of the batch, I didn't properly warn her for, was Sinister. Scared the absolute shit out of her.
Lawnmower scene. Oh my god!
I really should have warned her. And the biggest thing for her is like I didn't realize that she was so much like me, where like if a score is scary, then it's gonna haunt you afterwards. Like after I got done watching Sinister, I was hearing I was like, oh god, shit! Why am I hearing this? I'm just sitting in my bed. But Longlegs is very much that. Like there are scenes in this. There's one scene in particular at the end, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but the score during it, and Brett, I'll tell you, it's like the monologue from the mother character.
Yeah.
The score during that scene is so haunting, and the visuals are so perfect. Like I just got goosebumps talking about it now.
I'm already thinking about it.
I know, I can hear it in my head. So like even if you don't like the movie, I know we could have a good discussion about it if like you and I talked about it in private or even on something, because there will be things about it that you'll appreciate so much that like I think it's still worth the watch even if you didn't like it. And even the rental is like a fair price. It's kind of expensive to rent. Especially like good quality, but it's worth it, especially if you can get like the 4K for a good price, because the 4K is gorgeous.
And I will add on to it is that Longlegs will require 2 viewings.
Okay,
that's all. That's why I'll say it'll require 2 viewings, because it took me 2 viewings of it to really like appreciate exactly what Connor was explaining about it. And lastly, Austin, are you a big Mika Monroe fan?
Did you see
It Follows?
Okay, yeah. That's the only thing I've seen her in, but I liked her in that.
Okay,
she's fantastic in this movie.
Her best job ever was Longlegs.
It's literally like you recognize her face a little bit, but like, because if you've seen It Follows, like you kind of know what she looks like and stuff, but like her character is so completely different that you forget it's her. It's one of those movies where like you start believing the characters you're watching are the people that you're seeing on the screen. Like they're the same person. Yeah.
And that Monroe too.
I watched that movie for the first time too this year. Fuck that. That shit was terrifying.
It Follows?
It Follows.
Fuck that.
That's a great movie.
It was really good, but
and the score was phenomenal.
God damn, every time like somebody would just randomly walk up.
And it's really well executed too. Yeah. They're making a sequel to that, which I think will be fun.
They Follow,
which will be really cool. But yeah, if you liked her performance in that, I think this is like I'm actually upset that she's, then not nominated for something
Right.
because it was really, but both her and Nicolas Cage's performance in this, like you forget that they're the people, the actors that you know. You start to just believe that you're watching real people.
Yeah, and
in a
that's the
surreal
other-
way. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with Monroe's performance in that is that you can't get a better actress out there to do exactly what she did for the character. Like she was
perfect.
born for that role. And another, just since I'm pretty much as gushing over Monroe here, another criminally underrated performance of hers is a movie called Watcher. If I'm not sure if you all heard that, it all
I'm
is about
familiar.
dealing with the anxiety of always just feel like you're being followed and all that. It's a phenomenal movie. If you've not checked out that movie, I highly recommend that one too.
Yeah, that's my number one. I decided to switch it up, and I'm glad I did. I did tell somebody, like one of my horror friends, old horror friends, like, oh yeah, Longlegs is one of my top 3 favorite horror movies of all time. And they were like, oh, already? Like it just came out. And I was like, so? Like, don't you want to give it more time to sit with it? I was like, no, I watched it 2 times already, and I've watched like 47 people react to the movie. Why would I need to think about it? I already know how I feel about it.
And that's the thing. If you know, you know.
I knew instantly.
Mm-hmm.
First watch.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited for Austin's. I'm excited for
here
your
we
top.
go. Bring it home.
Well, like I said, I'm glad I had an extra one saved.
Backup.
Yeah. And it still is involved in the same franchise because, I mean, I'm a Halloween guy, so I got to talk about it.
I'm with you.
It's actually a quote that Brett actually said when we talked about the franchise or the trilogy. The Corey Cunningham story is better than the Michael Myers story.
Ooh. Explain.
I would love to hear that because I think I have a defense alongside that, but I'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
So where we just kick off with, the original Halloween, first person view, find out it's kid Michael Myers, and we just kind of find out he's evil. You don't actually get to see that's one thing I'd love to see if they did some kind of weird prequel story, maybe show Michael being normal for a few days and then a day or two before he starts acting weird, and then we get into the 1963 event when he kills Judith. Where with Corey, he's just kind of treated like Michael Myers because of an accident where Michael intentionally kills his sister. Corey accidentally kills this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the town slowly turn on him. And then you start to see him kind of slowly start becoming Michael Myers, especially after he actually comes face to face with the shape. You start seeing him slowly, his eyes start turning black. He starts getting a little more standing behind the bushes, walking straight, not really being human. You see his shape change, I guess we can kind of say, to kind of keep the theme of the movie. But
I like that.
But obviously, though, where my biggest problem with the Corey story, obviously, is, of course, the ending where he stabs himself on the throat and then Michael just chokes or just breaks his neck. That's when the story just really falls off. But I am a Michael Myers whore. I love the character. Dude, this Michael Myers is in my top 3 favorite characters of all time. That's how much I love this character. That's the Corey Cunningham story, man. He just, honestly, man, if they would have just done everything on the same night and then started this, I would have been so happy to never see Michael Myers again if we would have had Corey Cunningham. If he would have been the new Michael Myers, because everything that guy does behind that map in Halloween Ends is some of the best Halloween shit I have seen, especially in the trilogy. The story is so much more intriguing because you actually get to see the development of evil in Corey, where Michael just kind of shows up and he's just evil.
Yeah, I think I have something to play off of that a little bit. Because I think one of the things that bothers me a lot is I read a review when I was going to write my review for Halloween Ends, which started as a negative review. I did not like the movie my first watch. And I saw a review that said that like Halloween or David Gordon Green's trilogy, especially this one, fundamentally misunderstood what Halloween was all about. And I couldn't disagree more with that. I feel like this is this trilogy is the best continuation of the first movie and what it set up than any of the other sequels. I didn't say quality wise it's the best, but story wise to me it's the best. And the reason is because this trilogy and the way that it caps off and Halloween Ends, maybe their plans changed, but the story remained the same, which is that the original Halloween was never about Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. The original Halloween was about how people are affected when they come into contact with pure, unadulterated evil. That is what that is about. And then we start with Halloween 2018, right? What's that story about? It's about Laurie and how she was affected by coming into contact with evil. Then all of the rest of the people in the movie are affected by it. So then we get to see the aftermath of that in Kills. I don't like Kills, but then we get to see how the town starts to react to it. How are they affected by evil? They're so affected by evil that they kill an innocent man. And then they end up being wiped out by Michael Myers for the most part. The townsfolk just get wiped out by this guy. Then we get to see Halloween Ends. And to me, that's the one that shows the most of what the original Halloween set up. If not with its final line of the movie, then with the entirety of Corey Cunningham's story. The evil that Michael Myers started in that town of Haddonfield morphed into the evil that we see throughout that entire movie. It's not just Corey that's evil. It's the town. They're corrupted. I mean, look at how they're treating the band kids are a good example. The scene with Laurie at the grocery store is a good example. Every bit of context that we get throughout the movie of these characters acting a certain way informs how Corey turns out to be, and informs the only issue I have with it is just that Allison was treated as an afterthought. Everything else about the execution of it is exactly in line with what I'd expect. And I'd even go as far as to say that I like how Corey ends it because he's so affected by the evil that he's so evil that he doesn't care if he lives or dies. He just wants to ruin the relationship between Laurie and her granddaughter. That's all he wanted to do at the end, and that's why he stabbed himself. I loved that part. And then Michael being the one to finally kill him off, I'm fine with. But just the complete understanding of the Halloween story and how it evolves with Corey Cunningham, I think is perfect. And I think what you said there is really good in that you get to see the evolution from start to finish. And if you talk about a just basic story, I would agree with you.
Right.
Man, I'm not sure how I'm going to top that because I am completely on the opposite end spectrum of Halloween Ends. But
not according to the thumbnail, it's certified fresh.
You fucking Anyways, I will say the positive thing that I can always talk about with Halloween Ends is Corey Cunningham. That was my favorite thing about it because, again, we bring back to the originality roots to this franchise that we're doing something different that's always going to capture my eye versus the whole like, oh, Michael Myers out, stab, done. Like that's the entire movie pretty much. Now we're doing something different. And it just goes back to my roots of what I always wanted. Not the Michael Myers character. It's the hidden character behind Michael Myers that more people should actually be talking about. That's the shape, the entity, the evil, because it just latched itself to Michael Myers. And that's why I wanted the whole Halloween franchise to go personally for me, was the fact that with Halloween 3, that Cochran got affected by the shape. Michael Myers got affected by the shape. That's the anthology I wanted Halloween to go. But then, of course, money talks. Guy in the white mask, Michael Myers. Bam, there you go. But now we get Corey Cunningham. It goes back to my original wish of the franchise as we do this. But the problem is Halloween Ends is not that movie to tell the story of Corey Cunningham. The whole goal with Halloween Ends, it's in the title itself, the end. So with this whole 45-year build, like the 45 years of the rivalry between Michael Myers and Laurie, that had to be your full center focus piece, not Corey Cunningham. But if you wanted to do it this way, if like everything we got with the whole David Gordon Green trilogy, we should have started the Corey Cunningham story with Halloween 2018. That's where we should have started and let it build the story of that character and his decision into the shape throughout 3 movies. Me personally, we should have kept it with all happening in one original night. Like for what Halloween 2018 did and Halloween Kills did, we all finished it the exact same night, in my opinion. But I will agree, Corey Cunningham was my highlight of Halloween Ends. Ronan Campbell was the perfect person to play that Corey Cunningham character. I'm happy that he's gotten a career into Hollywood after that with his role in The Monkey and his upcoming role with being the Santa Claus killer of Silent Night, Deadly Night. Could not be more happy about the dude. But I just hate that we kind of wasted the story with Ends when it could easily been its own entity. And lastly, I hate that he died because I would have loved to have a whole nother direction of the Halloween franchise we can go to with Allison being the Laurie Strode and Corey Cunningham being the new Michael Myers shape and doing a whole nother set of Halloween movies. That's why I wish it should have happened. That would have made you the most money, in my opinion, because you could still do the white mat, still do all those things. It's just, again, love Corey Cunningham, but just how we kind of executed Corey Cunningham wasn't the greatest in the world, in my opinion, because it got distracted with this 45-year rivalry of Laurie and Michael.
Because the thing I'll definitely give David Gordon Green and his crew is, even though this was supposed to be a Halloween story, they weren't afraid to just tell the story they wanted to tell. They weren't.
Mm-hmm.
I like, to a degree, I like that they didn't shackle the story on to be Michael and Laurie, but I do agree with what you're saying, though, Brett, to that point, that the movie is called Halloween Ends, and they were teasing that, yeah, it's the end.
It's the end. Marketing was a factor into that movie, too.
Honestly, it's really just the trailers. Like, to me, if they would have made the trailers a little bit more transparent, and I kind of understand why they didn't, because they wanted to make as much money as possible, but, like, at the same time, that defeated the movie critically because it gave us the impression that the movie and that the trilogy was building towards a Michael versus Laurie. And that's also a problem I have with Kills, is that Kills also sort of feeds into this, which, like, that when I watch Halloween 2018, I don't get that impression. I get the impression that that's the end of their story, and that we might see some more from Michael Myers after this, but that, you know, ultimately they'll probably come together again and Laurie will probably die. That's what I saw. But I was like, I'm interested to see what other characters we get introduced to with, you know, this Michael Myers just got locked and burned, and, you know, he's going to come back, obviously, but what else are we going to see? And finally, Ends was what gave that to me. And I'm glad it ended the way that it did. To me, that was the perfect way to end the story started in the first Halloween. And it perfectly capped off with one of the greatest lines of dialogue in the entire franchise, in my opinion, which is evil doesn't die, it changes shape. I think that's the perfect understanding of what the first movie was about. So,
right.
Yeah.
I love too how it's the most, its tone is what Kills should have been. It was the most serious of the trilogy.
Oh yeah. And the score too. We haven't even talked about the score. It is incredible. Like, genuinely, like, the best. To me, it might be the best in the franchise. I'm not sold entirely on it yet because I have a lot of nostalgia around some of the other movies, but it's up there.
It's weirdly, the best way I can word it, it's like a mix of the 2018 score and a little bit of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
It absolutely is.
It's got some of that creepy, like, Sith stuff like they do a couple of times throughout the movie, but
it's full of
I would even argue it's not my favorite of the trilogy, but even arguably I would say it's the best of the trilogy.
Oh, it's absolutely my favorite of the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just moved it up my ranking in my Halloween ranking.
Okay. So yeah, that is my number one. The Corey Cunningham story is better than the Michael Myers story.
Fuck yes.
Man, we just finished off with 3 bangers, didn't we?
I think so. I had a lot of fun with this. Thank you for thinking of me for this, Austin. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, I knew I needed to get you guys on for this because we have so many unpopular opinions, and I love it. We could have probably have gone for another 3.5 hours, but God, I would have probably have passed out another 15 minutes if we had kept going.
Yeah, I'm close.
Yeah, I was starting to kind of nod a little bit. So no, stay up, you stay up.
Yeah, so so that is going to do it for our the second episode of Planet Horror. Of course, got to thank the Brett Man and Connor, and of course got to put you guys on the spot. Brett, what do you got coming up on Good Real Hunting and Chills and Thrills?
All right. Well, coming up on Good Real Hunting, this coming next Thursday at 8:00 Eastern Time, we're just going to chill back and hang out, and we're going to just pretty much just watch the skits that we've done in the past. Because we're big skit people, we like to kind of make fun of the horror genre along with our skits, and we're just going to go just dial back the clock a little bit and just to watch some of our original skits, put our mindset of what we did exactly and like behind the scenes stories and everything, just a laid back chilled atmosphere and everything like that. And then what's coming up on Chills and Thrills today, I did announce the movie release, like kind of like the schedule of the month of August of the 4 movies that I will be watching to start off Chills and Thrills for the Heat Wave theme, which is pretty much that it's horror movies that make you really feel the heat of the movie. And the 4 movies I'm doing are Texas Chainsaw Massacre to start it off on Saturday, August the 9th at 8:00 Eastern Time. That is a Saturday. Then to follow that the following week is the Hills Have Eyes remake. Then it's Wolf Creek. And then to finish off the month, it's going to be The Devil's Rejects. All that, we would love to have you. It's on Chills and Thrills. Be sure to go subscribe because I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers before that very first live stream.
Right, man, where's Tremors? Tremors ain't in that?
See, I'm actually saving Tremors for a different type of category, but it did cross my mind. But then I'm like, well, no, I want to try to get the real heat. While Tremors to me would be perfect for like a creature feature month.
Okay, all right, fair
or
enough.
You know what? There's just always could be Heat Wave Part 2.
Okay, Connor.
Oh boy. Not a lot going on in our world right now at That Bad Media. We're working on some refocusing, figuring out our content future at the moment. Definitely 2 busy guys with busy schedules, living hours away from each other. So makes it hard to refocus the content sometimes. But we've been working on it the last couple of weeks and figuring out what the future of the channel looks like. For everybody, though, we have a backlog of a couple of years of podcasts and general videos. There's some really cool stuff on there. My co-host and my co-owner, I guess, of That Bad Media, Mr. Gabriel Tice, is very talented and there's quite a few videos from him on there that would go over well. On top of that, if you want to see me talk a little bit more about the Halloween franchise, I did a ranking of it just recently. Not just recently, this past Halloween season. Definitely recommend checking that out if you did enjoy me as a part of today's undertaking, I suppose. But yeah, just be on the lookout. We got some more coming. Visit our website, thatbadmedia.com. We worked hard on it. So check it out. And we hope you like our stuff if you follow us. But if not, I want to thank everybody for being here for the show today and supporting Austin. Dude deserves it. And I appreciate him thinking of me for something like this.
Yeah, man, not a problem. Yeah, as far as my channel, nothing really planned right now. Still kind of going day by day. Having a baby in the house is still a little weird. Still kind of getting used to it, even after 2 months. But having fun nonetheless. But some content will be coming back here soon. Just kind of got to figure things out first. So, But with that all being said, you guys, make sure you hit that like button. subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.